What is up, everybody? This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapachet. And this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you so much for stopping by on this lovely Thursday evening. I had to I had a prior engagement yesterday that I had forgotten and I didn't realize it landed on a Wednesday. And I was like, oh, snap. Andrew, can we do this shit on a Thursday? And he's like, yeah, for sure. Let's do it on a Thursday. So we did not want to leave you guys hanging for a midweek show because there's plenty to talk about. And we anticipate going through every single one of those things because holy hell. Sometimes there isn't any news between Sunday and Wednesday. With this extra day, there is plenty of news now. So we're going to be talking about all that stuff, starting with Zuffa Boxing '02, the second event that took place on Sunday, main evented by Diego Torres and Jose Valenzuela. That was at the Meta Apex. We're going to be talking about that, the fights, anything in particular that came to our minds as we were watching that card. We're going to be talking about, of course. We're going to be talking about one old Floyd Mayweather Jr., who seems to be going to court this time. Instead of being brought into court, he's taking people to court over this lawsuit of $340 million for, I guess, suing Showtime, Steven Espinoza, and I believe even Al Heyman is mentioned in that lawsuit there. So we're going to be talking about that. A Floyd Mayweather protege, Gervonta Tank Davis, with more legal trouble, this time stemming from Baltimore. So we're going to be mentioning that. Then wacky stuff going on. WBC decided to strip Shakur Stevenson of his lightweight championship. So that seemed awfully fast, right? I mean, considering how long other people have held on to it. Shakur himself still hasn't decided whether or not he's going to come down at 135, but we talked about it in last week's show or the last show. It's probably not a good idea that he dropped down at 135 anyway, but it certainly sucks that they decided to strip him right after home dude forks up 100K. And then lastly, one Deontay Wilder losing his shit on online at the mention of one Tyson Fury. So we're gonna talk about all that good stuff because there's plenty to talk about. And on top of that, there's some fights this weekend. Saturday we got Nick Ball defending his WBA featherweight championship against Brandon Figueroa. We'll be briefly mentioning that towards the end. But before we get into the show, as always, I'd like to remind you guys to check out Health Isol tallow-based products, tallow-based soaps. If you decide to check them out and find anything you like, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or just follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video. Once more, Healthy Soul tallow-based products. Give them a shot. Hopefully you like them, because I sure as hell like them. As a matter of fact, I just got a new shipment yesterday. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with Zuffa Boxing 2. That was main evented by Jose Valenzuela taking on Diego Torres. That fight was fun. There was some good shit going on. There was a lot of action. This is a little bit different from their first show. Their first show, there wasn't a lot of known names. Not to say that there were that many here, but there were more for sure. It seemed like the Zuffa's first boxing show was kind of like one dude, right? And it was centered around one dude, and that's Callum Walsh. And it seemed like that's pretty much what everybody waited for. It was the main event, right? And the rest of the people on the card, although there were a couple of recognizable names, not real notable names. The main event of this event, Zuffa Boxing 2, or ZB02 or O2, as Joe Tessitore called it, we had a former champion, a former 140-pound WBA champion, Jose Valenzuela, in the main event, taking on Diego Torres, and a couple of other names, if I can pronounce his name right, Alexander Godovic. Oh, geez, I promise, guys, we're gonna work on this because I can't pronounce that name for shit. But those are some familiar names that we see on there, and it was definitely an entertaining card, right? The fights seemed more even, as is what I guess it seems as though that's what Zuffa's kind of aiming for, right? They're not doing necessarily too many showcase type fights. They try to at least have more even fights. But Andrew, you caught this, right? This was Sunday. We talked about it, right? We're talking about it on the Sunday show because it came on literally right as our show ended. Did you catch the show? What did you think of it?
Um, Had a lot of problems with this show. It kept stalling on me. Kept
Mm.
yeah, so I had a lot of technical difficulties with this one. But I mean, look, man, those guys are taking some. All right, I don't want to start. Let's start off good, right?
All right.
It was great excitement,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Watching two guys throw down, bang bang. But I seen one guy get knocked out cold. He's about to be suspended. He won't be fighting for a few months. And I seen the main event, Venezuela, take a nasty, nasty cut over his eye. So while it was exciting, it keeps me thinking about this contract that these guys have signed that make them stay in this fucking bracket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're making 15,000 because they've had no title defenses, they got
Mm-hmm.
no titles, right? They're just
Right. Right.
starting out, so they're making 50. Let's give it 25K. Let's say it's 25. Maybe it's 25. Do you know what it is for a fact?
No, I mean, we're basing it off of what they initially told us that that scale, but the fact that they've gone back on the word so many times, I'm not even sure if that's accurate anymore. But
I
I had it here
definitely,
somewhere. But yeah,
yeah. Well, then I'm gonna give it 25,000. I'll say
all right.
25,000. Someone can correct me. Um, that's fine when you're in a regular world, right? Because see, Miguel, like people don't understand. Like in boxing, you're one fight away from hitting the lotto sometimes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's why these guys do this. They're all searching for that big payday. You know, it's funny how many of these Zuffa media, Zuffa commentators, everyone that's working in Zuffa right now is like, "Oh, this is for the little guy." And Andre Ward's like, "Oh, I'm glad everyone's got raises. I'm glad the little guy is getting a raise." I swear, I think if you ask the fighters individually, they would all want a gun for the big lotto. Don't know any, Nobody gives a shit about what's happening to Joe Blow over in some bar fight or some fight obscure place where no one even gave a damn. Why do we care that he has a potential making 25K now if he goes and signs with Zuffa? Why should that change another fighter's life? Right?
I found the pay scale. You wanted to check it out on
Yeah.
there? So
Yes, please.
now, as of right now, I don't think Zuffa Boxing has rankings per se. So I don't know what specific rankings they're talking about. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But it says for a 10-round bout by an unranked fighter, it's 20 grand. When ranked by the, quote unquote the company, when it's ranked by Zuffa, meaning between number 10 and number 5, because they're starting top 10, it's 50 grand. And then when ranked at number 3 or 4, you get 125 grand. When challenging for the company belt, meaning when you fight for the Zuffa belt, you get 375K. And if you are a defending champion, and specifically a defending champion of Zuffa, not any other belt, it's 750K. So as of right now, I'm going to base it. Valenzuela maybe got 50, but everybody else probably got 20. That's my best guess.
If they are ranked, they should have showed it on the TV screen. It should say Zuffa number ranked, number 1 ranked, number 2 ranked. Give us something, right?
Yeah.
We can't do this guessing game of, oh, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, right? So I'm going to say they're not ranked because the thing it's fight number 1, bro. How could they have, you know?
Right. Unless they're like basing it off of someone else's sanctioning bodies that they shouldn't be, according to them.
Valenzuela, we'll give him 50 grand because he's got a name. So
Okay.
I'll give him 50 grand.
And a former champ, sure.
Yeah. And see, what's bad though is that win in real boxing might have catapulted him to have a title shot, title eliminator shot that's still on a pay-per-view card. Still got bigger money, or gets bigger money.
Yeah, but potential for bigger money.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right. So that's in real boxing though, right? This one win, yeah, he took a cut, but It's Valenzuela. He's back on the winning streak, and he's got somewhat of a name. Hey, you know what? Call him. See if he wants 100 grand. We'll get him on the pay-per-view. See if he wants 75 grand. Well, that's more than the 50 he made. But now he's not getting that, and he's cut. Now he just has to call Dana and go, hey, can I get another 50 grand? And what happens if you get injured in the training or whatever? When is it not going to be 50 grand? Like if I'm Valenzuela, I'm like, dude, I need some bigger money now because I had potential to get back into a title shot of any title. Not just like a regular belt. He could have took any of those, the interim titles he could have got a shot at just because of his name. He might have had Eddie Hearn say, hey, you want to come to the UK? I got a young guy I want to put you in the ring with, but I'll pay you for your travel. Don't worry. We're going to overpay you. All these opportunities are now gone. And here he is cut. Here he is beat up. And man, it was really, I don't want to say keep Shakur out your mouth, but that was dumb, right? Oh, I want to fight Shakur. It's like, whoa, dude, look at your face, bro. Your face.
Like that's not likely going to happen. I'm just saying, like I think we can kind of figure that out. Like it came across very Jake Paulish. It's like, yeah, he's gonna challenge all the guys at the UFC knowing they can't fight outside the UFC. It's like, but I'm gonna call him out because I want to look tough. Like, dude, come on. Yeah, number one, you got the cut. You're gonna be out for a while. Number two, chances are we're not gonna be able to make that happen.
So maybe that ruined my time watching it, is because I was feeling. I see what's coming down the road, and I'm telling you right now. My kid's destroying the room next door. Sorry, guys. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, like a wall just came down. I'm telling you right now.
Metaphorically, what's happening to Valenzuela's career right now. The walls are coming down. It's like career.
The same thing that happened, I believe, in the UFC with the media members when the fighters start pressing. Right? When they start coming up to Max and going, hey, why are you saying all that, man? It ain't that great. This isn't that great. No one told me it was going to be like, no one told me it was going to be this hard to get a fight, or I was going to get suspended half a year because I got knocked out, or I had a cut that was so bad it needed surgery. My check's gone anyways, and all I'm making in my next fight is 50 grand again. There is no upside. Oh, what? I gotta beat the shit out of the guy to get maybe knockout of the year or fight of the night, something like that. That's what I have to do. All of us fans are like, yay, right? Because it does bring for an more exciting fight, right? A better fight. It does. Puts a little bit incentive in it. But as I'm watching this, you guys, I got to tell you, when you have the potential of making big money in boxing, no manager, props to the managers, and no promoters want to do this to their guy every single fight. Every single fight, it's not, let's fight for fight of the night. Let's get knockout of the night. Come on, yeah, come on, man. That's not what it's about. It's about protecting your guy, building his record, trying to get him a better shot. Sometimes you have to test him. Don't get it twisted. Don't act like these guys don't test their fighters, but they do it in a way that protects them. They don't do the every fight's got to be the best fight all the way to the title. And that's what Zuffa's trying to bring. And it's not a good game plan because of the UFC, but I'm tired of talking about the fucking UFC. So leave them out. It's not a good game plan because we've seen it try to happen with the Super Six. We've seen a tournament style. Here's a bracket. I mean, fucking Max Kellerman the other day is like, oh, we've never been closer to a sport. You didn't remember the Super Six? That was about as close of a sport you can get, right? With rankings and this elimination and all that. We had a playoff. We had a Super Bowl. It
was basically a World Cup. They did the fucking round robin, and then you get points the way you win. You move on to the next one. Then at this point, it's single elimination. It was basically like playoffs and then fucking finals, essentially, or postseason, whatever the hell you want to call it. That's as close as we got, I guess.
And how long did it take for one division?
Took forever.
For one division, Miguel.
And then people getting injured and dropping out, substitutions.
It wasn't the same starting quarterback at the end.
No, it wasn't.
We're like, what? Who's this guy? So we've went down this path with some of the best fighters in the sport, and it wasn't able to get done over 2 years to get done. People lost interest. they really lost interest when guys started falling out because of injuries and all that stuff. So I see the same thing happening with Zuffa, and the problem Zuffa's having is at the skill level. They need to get better fighters. They really do. Um, Said it before, said it again. Golden Boy started with HBO. Al Heyman started with Showtime. These guys had headliners, man. They came out banging. I'm gonna do it. Sorry. Dana White had headliners when he started, right? So all these guys, when they first started their company, they come out with some big names. Zuffa has yet done this, but Zuffa already has 110 million in the bank for 5 years. Is that the contract for 5 years?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
100
Super
million a year.
boxing.
So that's $500 million they already have. So maybe that's why they're like, not really in a rush.
Yeah, yeah. We
Until
can sprinkle it out in little bits here. It's that fucking that meme of Mickey Mouse cutting like the slice of bread really thin and the slice of cheese really thin and handing it out. That's pretty much where they're at right now.
yeah, until Turkey starts demanding some change, who knows if they go out and really try to hustle to sign anyone. As of right now, nothing, man. Crickets.
No. Well, it sounds like they were trying with, at least that was the rumor with Bam, right? They didn't succeed. Maybe they got to the point where like, yeah, we're not going to pay you that much. And I don't know. I mean, again, we don't know. Hell, I'm not even sure if the rumor is true. But what we're hearing is that they offered him, right, and ultimately he decided to stay with Matchroom. But they weren't going to offer him pennies; they were going to offer him some good shit, right? And then Matchroom said, "No, we're going to match it." And they're like, "Ah, fuck it, you can take him." But how? Like when I think about it, if had they successfully signed Bam Rodriguez, how would they have been able? Because I mean, he's a smaller guy, and generally speaking, in the larger scope of boxing, they don't get as much attention as others. So, like, how would they have even tried to at least put the company on his back to some degree to be like, all right, this guy's going to be the top-notch motherfucker that we're going to try to build XYZ off of? But if the weight classes are so small, or at least that is super flyweight. I'm not even sure like why they went with him to begin with. Like I thought they might have gone with like a welterweight or a super welterweight, one of those guys that has a lot more public like broad appeal.
Yeah, good point bringing that up about the weight change. How they're changing. They're not having so many weight classes, right? I guess junior middleweight. They're not having that one. Everyone's going directly to middleweight. Why would you bring someone from junior middleweight and throw them right in with the Sharks? Why would you do that? Right? If it's me, I'm gonna eliminate the division that my guy is strong in. I'm gonna keep that one.
Yeah.
Right. Eliminate the other one. Be like, you guys got to starve yourself to get to my guy. Because I mean, hey, maybe the UFC is different. Where Dana's like, I've seen it work, but in boxing, we've seen the guys go 5 pounds. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? And it's just weird that they took their pride and joy. The face right now is the Walsh kid, and they put him 5 pounds heavier on his first fight. So that's another thing that needs to be. Maybe that's why Bam didn't sign. We need to see where they're asking Bam to go. You know what I mean?
That's very true. Because it's like, yeah, go ahead and move up to, let's see here. In the UFC, the lightest weight class, at least the UFC specifically, is 125 pounds, which is what is considered flyweight. That's a whole 10 pounds heavier than him. I certainly hope they weren't going to be like, all right, cool, bring it in, but you got to gain 10 pounds. Like, what? No, fuck no. Yo, I'm not going to give the advantage to these motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, and look, I'm not trying to knock on Opatai or Bam. That's just not the A list that I'm thinking about, though. You know what I mean? I love Bam.
Is it A enough for now? Because I mean, obviously they're doing the long game, right? So maybe
they got money, Miguel. They got money.
No, I know. They got money, but they're not trying to spend it now. Obviously, they're trying to like hold on to it. But I'm saying is like down the line, maybe they'll be willing to fork up more money once they've made X amount of money, because they're not willing to go right out the bat throwing a whole bunch of money at a guys and maybe go broke or some shit like that, right? Trying to get all this talent right off the bat. So I'm thinking down the road, maybe they'll start to go with the A list that you have in mind. This is as close to it as they want to spend right now.
If that's the case, this is something that we've never seen succeed in our sport. And we've never seen Dana White do this. There was no, we're going to hold off on signing people and then make some money on, Joe Blow. Look, Valenzuela loved the kid. The opponent didn't know him. The undercard, very sketchy. Like, it's all sketchy so far. There hasn't been anything that's went viral. There hasn't even been a sniff of any positive news coming from their viewerships off of these two fights, too.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
see
true.
Paramount isn't praising anything, right? And I see Paramount pumping the shit out of watch it, watch it, watch it. All right, well, it's been telecast, so what are you gonna pump out now? Watch the next one.
Right.
Here's a new fight.
Yeah, that seems to be the calling card of Turkey. It's like, oh, if you think this was great, don't even tune in to this one. Wait until the next one. Like, if you decided to buy tickets for this one, bad deal, because I'll have something better for you later on. That's pretty much what is going on here. It seems like, all right, the next one will be better if you want to tune in.
And that's another numbers, and I don't mean to jump, but we haven't heard anything about Shakur Lopez numbers either. I would like DAZN, right? Yeah,
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I would like for them to start keeping up with Netflix and Paramount and start releasing your viewership. Don't act like you don't know. Let Turkey know what a disaster you guys are so we can move on to Netflix, Paramount, whoever Turkey wants to go with, because it seems like he's working with both companies. And we can, DAZN could just go sink over somewhere. Like, I'm so fucking done. Miguel, I'm telling you right now, if they only got 1 million views in America for that fight, it's time to get rid of DAZN. Turkey needs to get rid
hold
of
on. Who are we talking about? You talking about Shakur and Steven? I mean, Shakur
Of course.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because that's what the Ring magazine, a lot of their fights are on DAZN, dude.
Yeah,
and we watched Paramount knock it out the park with 5.9, right, with the UFC.
Oh, the first UFC card, yeah.
Their first UFC card, and we watched boxing do what they're doing with Netflix. Both major success. You have a platform. Matter of fact, next time you talk, I'm going to Google if they have their subscriptions. How many subscribers do they have, DAZN worldwide? Because they need to release that number. Turkey needs to show the boxing world what his money is doing for DAZN, right? So yeah, I'm very interested. So I can't knock Zuffa all the way for not releasing their numbers when Turkey, with the biggest money in the house, might be hiding his numbers also. The only thing I can say is boxing's been on a decline because of DAZN. Because of the success that we're having on Netflix, I have to blame the platform. That's my out, because I love this woman. I'm blaming the dude, eh? So yeah, I'm blaming DAZN because Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and Canelo Crawford and Serrano and who's the chick from Ireland?
Katie Taylor.
Thank you, Katie Taylor. The chick, what a dick.
The
lady from Ireland. They're doing great numbers. You know what I mean? Oh, they're gonna piss me off because they used to show shitty numbers for Canelo. They're sitting right on the side of me, guys. That's why I keep pointing this way. DAZN's right here.
They're listening because they're avid listeners of the show. I'm sure they are. So much so that they're like, let's pay the guys a visit. Let's go ahead and sit in on one of their shows because we want to take notes. Clearly, you guys weren't taking notes of all the advice we've been giving you for the last couple of years. But for the most part, that Zuffa show was good. Again, like you mentioned, they don't include any numbers or anything like that as far as how many people tuned in. Or, I mean, I don't think any additional subscriptions to Paramount Plus is going to be credited to Zuffa Boxing by any stretch. So I don't think they're going to go that direction. But at least give us some sort of numbers, right? So we can get a general idea of like what kind of or how many people are tuning in. Because mind you, this was a Friday show. Friday, usually people go out. It's not like they stay in. And then the other one is a Sunday show, which that one makes a little bit more sense. And I did read that Dana White kind of had in mind sticking to a Sunday schedule, specifically at least during football season. So I guess maybe they're thinking as soon as the games are over earlier in the day. Andrew, are there evening shows on evening games on Sundays, like for the NFL during the the regular season?
Yes.
They have evening games, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah. One as late as 5:30 our time, so that's 7:30, 8:30 East Coast.
Yeah.
So they're having one that late, and then basketball, they go freaking late. Baseball goes extremely late. And look, let me tell you something. DAZN, not bad on numbers, dude. At least what Google's given us. DAZN has significant global presence with over 60 million users. That's not bad. As of 2023, they're saying 20 million people were paying the premium package.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it's 26 now, so that might have changed. But in 23, 20 million, that's still a decent number. Um, Global users over 60 million, with 300 million monthly users mentioned in early 24. The numbers are good. So now start showing what or how many of these people are watching boxing, because I've told you guys this before and it's still saying it. The major rights that DAZN holds is European soccer. It's some kind of leagues. I'm not going to get into all of that, but the NFL. That's their big one. When they struck that NFL deal, I read that a long time ago, that's what was saving our ass on the Canelo and AJ flop for those contracts.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL saved them because the NFL is growing internationally, and there was a lot of people that did not have the TV rights, and DAZN brought that to them. So as long as DAZN holds that, it looks like their numbers are good. Now it needs to reflect in ratings. So yeah, I think it's time for DAZN to drop the Lopez. They should drop the Lopez Shakur numbers as far as who's paying to watch it with the premium package. And then you got to drop the pay-per-view numbers. Did anyone tune in and just drop the one-time fee? Dude, that's double dipping. That's such a great, if it works, they're making money over money.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's a good point, because it's like if you buy the cheaper package and you don't get the pay-per-view, you're like, man, fuck, I gotta fork up the more money. It's like, and the ones that do, right, they're there, and then or you get the other one, right, which is that more expensive one. And there's even some that have neither, and then just buy the pay-per-view on its own, on a standalone kind of thing. So it's almost triple dipping, with that one. There's like 3 different ways to catch that shit. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they release something, because what's today? Thursday. The fight was on Saturday. More often than not, Tuesday, Wednesdays, when we're looking at numbers, we're already past that. I have yet to see anything pop up. More often than not, if it's a huge success, you're gonna see it all over the websites, all over the boxing,
I know.
media, social media pages and stuff like that. Otherwise, you kind of have to go digging for it if it's even available to begin with. But considering that hasn't been blasted all over social media and any sort of other boxing.
Yeah, Miguel's probably frozen, you guys. Don't worry. He's going to come back here. I don't hear him, so I don't think he's talking right now. Damn it, the hell. He's probably going to hang up here soon.
Mentioned that you were getting stuck with.
There you go. Come on. You're almost back. Nice.
I'm getting there. Right as I was talking about your issues with streaming the Zuffa card, this shit happens. It's like, hey, don't be talking about Paramount's up in here listening. See, even Paramount listens to our show. They're like, are you talking shit, motherfucker? We're gonna disconnect you right now, homie. That's how you like that. But you were having some trouble catching the fights. Apparently, a lot of people, you're telling me that you've heard other folks having problem with Paramount Plus and the card. I remember those issues early on with ESPN Plus. That seemed weird. Like, it almost seemed so strange to me to watch a live sporting event on one of these streaming services, specifically UFC, of course, because I was on there. And then at some point, Top Rank when they were on ESPN or ESPN Plus. But yeah, I guess people were having problems. This seems, and then of course Netflix when they were airing Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But yeah, it sucks. I don't know. Like there are times where that shit starts buffering. I'm like, man, fuck. Can I just get regular cable again? God damn it. Just go back on regular cable shit. Because, the internet is great. Don't get me wrong. It helps other stuff. But it seems to happen with sporting events. Maybe not so much movies. I don't think it happens so much movies. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, you were having some troubles, right? And that kind of hindered your enjoyment of the fights that night. It was coming in and out.
Big time. Look, at first I was like, it doesn't bother me. It's Zuffa. I don't care. by once I knew I was gonna miss a good portion of the main event, I started getting a little mad. I was like, dude, I told my wife, this cannot happen during a big fight. They got to get this figured out. Whatever's going on, I didn't know if it was local because a lot of the people that I was talking to were here local, right? So maybe it was something with the service here locally because you said you didn't have too much issues on your end in Vegas, correct?
Right. It ran pretty much. It was like there were very little glitches here and there. It was kind of like the coloring for some reason, but it was very little, and then it stopped like soon after.
Yeah, I had a lot of glitching, so there was definitely two different. And then my sister was on the phone with me when hers kept failing too. So maybe it was something locally. Who knows? But yeah, it's something they got to get figured out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Overall, Miguel, I liked the entertainment. They were fighting, they were scrapping. Dude got knocked out. But I guess, and I don't want to hope for it. But when I see a guy get knocked out, I'm like, damn, he's gonna be making pennies for a while. Then I see another guy take a bad cut, and he's supposed to be the main event. He's supposed to be moving on. Like, did you hear how loud the families were screaming?
No, I did not. No.
It was. I think it's the Valenzuela fight. There had to have been some girls there from his wife. I don't know, a sister, a mom. I don't know, man. But it was a different type of scream because with this contract, if you guys, you got to pay attention how these young men are talking. But all I got to do is fight. All I got to do is win. If you keep repeating this, and then you see your sons getting cut, you see him staggered. Now you're like, oh no, don't get knocked out. Right? Can you imagine the emotions? Because he's laying everything on the line, saying all I have to do is win, mom. Then this guy's gonna give me fights all the time. Well, it's not gonna be that way. It's not gonna be. The injuries are gonna happen. Losses are gonna happen. I mean, unless Zuffa is going to give you a ranking in the top 10, even though you lost, then maybe that's cool. Usually in boxing, it doesn't happen like that. So one of those guys that takes a defeat in that ring early on might be a while before you get on that top 10. You're going to be making 50 grand for a while.
Yeah, right. And I can, to some degree. Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it's almost like there's very little middle ground. It's guys that are like, damn it, I used to make more, like Valenzuela, saying like, I'm going to be making 50K for a while. And then the small guy on the bottom is like, oh, fuck yeah, I've been making 50K for a while, right? Okay for him. But then like the people in the middle, it's just, I mean, there are very few people, I guess, in the middle, but it just seems like it's one extreme or the other. It's like, oh, hell yeah, it's dope. Or like, damn, I'm going to be making 50K for a minute.
Example, Valenzuela, 3 losses out of 5 fights. I know he had a win, but I'm keeping Zuffa out of it. That's not a top 10 record. He's making 50 grand for a minute. There's a lot of entry jobs in America that pay more than $50,000. Mine being included. So anyone who wants to get out of Zuffa, get into the AC trade, you'll be making more than 50,000. I guarantee you. Guaranteed.
Join the union, HVAC guys. Come on. Sign up.
Pay us for that one.
Right.
No, but on a serious note, though, that's what I'm seeing when I watch this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we see it in real boxing, and you guys, you have to remember, in real boxing, and I don't mean that as they're not fighting. We know they're fighting. I'm talking about the structure of the sanctioning bodies. You have the potential of making serious money in every win that you get. You might get the phone call. You don't know. Sometimes you get a phone call and they elevate you to champ.
Right. Sometimes it's just an email, but it happens.
But I mean, next $5 million.
Yeah, exactly. You get a fucking pigeon with a note in it says like, "Oh shit, I got a contract for $1 million. Hell yeah, let's do this shit." The first one that comes to mind is the dude who fought Shakur on a few cards back. I forget his name, but the English guy who was in there in place of Schofield, the electrician, as Telefimo, where was he before that? And then pow, he gets this fucking big ass payday, and then maybe even a bonus after because of his performance, or try to do a last minute replacement, gets compensated for it. That's not gonna happen. I doubt that's
Car-
gonna happen over here. You know what I'm saying?
Carlos Baldomir had a dozen losses, bro. Is it a dozen? Did he have or 14? How many losses does he have when he beats Judah, bro?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Carlos
He really
Baldomir.
had that many? Fuck.
Yes, dude. He wins the lotto. Beats Judah on a fucking upset.
Mm-hmm.
Next fight makes 12 million, I believe, with Floyd. 12 million.
Yeah, that's never happened.
That's never.
That has never, like, I know it's the lotto. I get it, right? It's the lottery.
It
but
is,
the point
yes.
is, but the point is, when you win it, it's there. You know.
Right.
I guess if you win, I
And
suppose. But
there's hella more lottos. There's at
oh,
least
true.
5 lottos in this sport. You know what I mean? You can get your hands on one of them. There's a lot of ways to get there. The potential is there. And when it rains, it pours. You just got to be there.
You know what? And not even the belts. That Bacoli dude who fought fucking Joseph Parker in place of Daniel Dubois.
Look at he's thinking.
He got fucking banked with that. No title fight. It was very last minute. They flew that motherfucker in.
And promised to fight in a matter of weeks. Remember? He gave him the other fight too.
Right. I don't know how much he was compensated for that, but I'm sure it was handsome enough to fucking fly across the damn, continent to wherever the hell, to Dubai or where Abu Dhabi, whatever the hell it was, Riyadh, and got paid bank. Granted, he lost, but the bottom line is he got paid fucking bank.
Or was it vice versa? He had just had a fight like 2 weeks prior, and then they put him in as a step-in. It was one of the two, dude, but he got paid. We were like, man, he's going to make some serious money. He's getting paid twice in a matter of weeks because he did a step-in. Remember, he came in so overweight, fucking guy. They said he worked out on the plane.
Yeah. So that fucking poor plane is like flying through the fucking air, cruising altitude. It's like, oh gosh, the pressure in here is.
No, that's very good. That's a good point. Excellent point. And that's what I see with this. We'll see how it plays out. I really would like Zuffa, Miguel, to just come to boxing and just try to compete with the other guys, even if they want to bring their title.
All right, but that would basically mean that they are just another sanctioning body.
Yes, they got to fold on the whole right? The Muhammad Ali Act and all that.
And that's the thing, though. If they're gonna go as far as like moving around the weight classes, then there's gonna be some gaps. There's no way they're going to do it. They would have to give in to the weight classes because, and here's the thing, and just a quick, MMA lesson here. At the time that the UFC's biggest rival, Pride FC, Pride Fighting Championship in Japan, was whooping ass. Mind you, there was rumors that they were all on the juice because they all were allowed to. But bottom line is, they were rocking it, and people were like, "Fuck, we're watching this over the UFC sometimes," and they had some weight classes that weren't even like, I mean, let me flip it around. The UFC had weight classes that these guys didn't, and these guys are still whooping ass, right? So it's like, all right, cool. But when the guys came over, they kind of had to fit into the other weight classes, right? So I guess my point is, it's like when the way it is right now, I guess what they're intending to do is remove some of those weight classes. If they're just going to jump right in and be like, all right, we're just another promotion, we're just another sanctioning body or whatever, they're going to have to fold. They're going to have to give in and be like, fuck, okay, we're going to have to bring these weight classes back. All right, Callum Walsh, go back down to 154. Fuck it. We'll do one of those things. And then like I said, we talked about it on Sunday. If they do that, they basically have to admit that that the UFC is fucking a farming system at this point. As like, we have to basically admit it, that's exactly the case. So I don't know if they're ready to throw in the towel on that yet, but if they just do that, and I've listened to a lot of other content creators in regards to this, and it's like they have the same sentiment. We saw the first 2 cards, and it just seemed like another promoter trying to get in the business. That's and like, we would give them much more credit if that was the case, but they would have to really twist their arm to give in and be like, fuck, all right, we're going to bring these weight classes back. Okay, we're going to do XYZ. Sorry, psych, we're just going to be another promoter. They'd have to admit that, that's what I'm saying.
Or they just do it silently by just start signing the guys. And, they almost did it with Bam. If that would have been snuck right under everyone's eyes right there. Just, hey, look who we signed last night. Probably wouldn't have known what the price was on the contract or anything. They could probably keep all that hush if they really wanted to. So that, maybe they do it that way, just move into a new direction. But they have the money to do it. They have the name to do it. Especially they have to do it, Miguel, before Zuffa turns into a second-rate show, before it turns into a B-rated movie. Okay, they have to make a move here, or they have to find some legit fighters. Like, dude, seriously, Emiliano Vargas, put some money behind this kid. You need someone young, but that has the potential to be something big, right? He just
Mm.
won Prospect of the Year. Sign him. Sign him to big money, too. Money you're going to eat every fucking time he's going in the ring. But you know what? If you get him there, he'll make you $100 million a year easy.
Yeah, right. That's true. I haven't seen like a graph or anything regarding these weight classes that they're trying to change now. I
I
have yet to
know.
actually see them that, but they're gonna have to give us that stuff. They're gonna, and I've heard, and Jesus Christ, I've even heard or seen read some quotes of Dana White saying like, all right, you guys are going to be later this year, we got a big surprise for you, kind of thing, one of those kind of shits. And like, oh, I wonder what that can be. It just seems like, hey, psych, we're gonna be just like every other sanctioning body. Sorry, guys, but it just seemed, all this work for nothing. It just seemed kind of dumb. Maybe they came to the realization that wasn't going to work, and they're like, all right, I guess we just have to give in. But yeah, it's just they're gonna have to give in to a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, if that's the case, they just admit that they're just another fucking dog in the yard.
Let's go down the list. So far, they've given in on changing of the ring because they never did. They've given in on changing of the gloves. They never did, right?
Mhm.
And they've given in on we're not unifying. They're already on the path.
Right, and we're barely 2 shows in. We're barely 2 shows in, less than a month in.
Hey, when Dana said, grade me in a year, in
Yeah.
December, him and Suleiman will be like this, hugging.
I know, right? They'll be doing one of those like Arnold Schwarzenegger like handshakes and shit, right? They'll be doing one of those for a cover of magazine.
What's the young man's name? What's the Walsh's name?
Oh, Callum Walsh.
Callum Walsh have a WBC belt again. Remember,
Right.
did you see that Suleiman was so heartbroken he had to give up that title?
Right. Yeah.
He's off. He's off. You go to the young man's social media, picture after picture of him with his beautiful title.
WBC. That will be. I had another. Oh yeah, it's like the every year everyone has a brand New Year's resolution. It's like, all right, I'm gonna lose weight. Come February, they're like, oh, fuck it. That's pretty much what this was. This is like Zuffa, like, all right, guys, New Year's resolution. We're gonna fucking rebrand this thing. We're gonna have we're gonna have new rules, and we're gonna have a new ring and all this shit. And then 1 month in, they're already fucking eating enchiladas. Like, oh, fuck this, whatever.
It's like,
yeah, 2027. It's my year, 2027. Yeah. Already.
He's worried about the White House fight, bro. He ain't trying. He got too much on his plate with that. Can you imagine the paperwork that needs to be done, the screening?
Mm.
They're going to be going out to every fighter's neighborhood just to see who's in the neighborhood if they want that guy at the house. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? His neighbors, they're kind of sketchy, and they're pretty good friends. They ain't doing it.
Right. It's like, do they got one of those pride flags in the yard? Probably doesn't want to go to this fight. I mean, you might not want to put this guy on the card. I'm just saying,
Hey, you're gonna have all these. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, guys that are from outside of the country walking right through the White House, they're gonna be vetted. One of them's team members on camera saying, girls love terrorists. He's not getting in, bro. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy's not getting in, dude. Dana wants him to walk right through the Oval Office. Did you hear about that?
I don't remember it being the Oval Office, but I remember hearing something about it. Not that specifically, but I'm sure it was there somewhere. I just missed it.
You know what sucks, Miguel?
Hmm.
Seems like a lot of our information we have to get on podcasts now with the interviews with these guys. And not a lot of it's being circulated in journalism anymore. It's all interviews on podcasts that you have to listen to. I don't like that because I hate listening to other people. I really do. I have a very select few podcasts that I listen to. Absolutely none in boxing. I really don't. And that's why we're always like, well, they need to come out with this, probably because we're not listening to Dana White on the fucking interview.
Right.
He's all, I got a stat right here. I didn't see shit. I don't know.
Like if you
But
take a look at this fucking grass behind me,
yeah,
you would know. Like, oh shit, well my bad. I didn't know you were on fucking so and so show. You were on was it All the Smoke with Andre Ward? I didn't know that. Sorry, I missed it.
exactly. That's what I think we need our ear to the ground a little bit more on the podcast, but it sucks because I really do hate hearing other people's material.
So I don't listen to the full podcast. I will admit that. If there is a topic that I want to hear, I will Google it and see if there are any interviews in regards to that. And more often than not, there are clips on it, so I don't have to sit through all of them. And I'll all full transparency, I've only sat through like maybe one full like Joe Rogan podcast with Dorian Yates, that retired bodybuilder. I love to listen to how much roids he fucking shot through his career, which is fucking crazy. It was a cool ass. I was like, this is tight. Hell yeah, this got me hooked. I don't think I've ever listened through another 2 hour or anybody else. I mean, other than ours, of course, but other than that, was really. Besides that, I haven't really. But it's always clips. Whenever I want to find something on a specific topic, I'll find a clip, and it is from other content creators because I like to hear other opinions. I want to hear other points of view, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Or I didn't think about that. Right? It's stuff like that. But and then come to my own conclusion based off all the information that I've gotten. But I mean, I don't. We haven't seen it even there. Sometimes, it's almost like it has to be pulled out of these guys during some of these interviews. But that's what I heard or I read or whatever you want to call it of Dana White saying he's got some big surprises later this fucking year. I'm like, well, better be something because these first two shows have been. And by the way, I'll say this once. If you guys, I'm gonna say it right now. And remember this, everybody complains of how lame the boxing shorts are. There's going to be a point where they're going to do what they did with the UFC and get some brand deal with Reebok or who does the UFC shorts right now, Venom, the MMA brand Venom. There's going to be somebody, last one of those guys are going to have a direct deal with them, and then it's going to be those branded shorts. I'm sure that's next. Then the sponsors come, the Monster Energy drink and all this shit. But I mean, there are already some on the ring, very few though. But anyway, that's going to be next. I can almost guarantee it. That's the way it goes with the UFC in particular. But there are times where I have to kind of mute the broadcast. It's good stuff. I mean, they're excited for the action that they're seeing, right? But they're really like trying to Joe Tessitore and Max Kellerman, and I can almost sense that Andre Ward is like right next to him, like, these are good fights, yo, but fucking relax, like calm down. It was basically Max Kellerman laughing like, this is so great. Like, all right, this is good, but relax, homie. I know you can't cheer for these guys. You have to be neutral. But the commentating, I can only get so much of it.
Yeah, they can't piss off anyone. It has to work. This is like a lot of these guys. They put their eggs in this basket. This is their only basket right here, bro. After this, it might be retirement for them because might have ruffled a few feathers even joining this whole thing. And I mean, the way Max has been talking, you think anyone else wants to sign him if he was to be get let go from Zuffa? So it's almost like Timothy Bradley, right? That's how he was big time fan for ESPN. Gets let go from ESPN. All of a sudden, the only noise he can make is on his Instagram, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's I think that's how it is for some of the tester. How do you say his name?
Tessitore, Joe Tessitore.
Joe Tessitore and Max Kellerman. I think they're all in on this one. Someone like Andre Ward will be able to move on after this, and because of just who he is, what he's done for the sport. Actually, one of the greatest athletes of our era. It's not even like he's just done a little thing. That undefeated since 14 to 30 something, 35 or whatever he retired at. That's one of the greatest accomplishments in sports history, not just American sports history, but sports flat out. The young man fought at every level of the highest boxing skill there was. When you're talking world tournaments, national tournaments, the Olympics, you don't lose once from 14 years of age. That's incredible. It should be a fucking movie. Even if Andre should take his story and make it a Rocky movie. Don't make it about you. Sometimes the people won't tune in if it's about the you. Give it to someone else and let that thing take off. But it's a story that shouldn't be untold. It's one of the greatest accomplishments that a individual athlete can have.
What do you mean? Don't make it a Rocky movie and give it to someone else? I mean,
No,
or
I said make it a Rocky movie.
Oh well, how though? Like, what do you mean? What
A
make
fake
it?
character. A fake character.
Oh,
Don't make it the Andre Ward story, the Clarissa Shields story, the which one flopped the other day?
Christy Martin. I don't
Christy
know.
Martin story. Don't make it that. You know,
Okay.
make it another story. Tell your life. Tell how you went. To not have one excuse. He didn't have one. He never fought out of the country where it was like, man, those refs didn't like me. I mean, Pernell Whitaker had it against Jose Luis Ramirez. What the fuck? He never had one of those moments. No excuse. I was sick. I ate something bad.
Yeah, I got there late. Something.
I got there fucking late. You know it. Come on,
Yeah.
from 14 years of age. It's one of the greatest things ever, dude. It really is. And it's not bowling. We're not playing baseball here. This isn't football. He's not throwing a pigskin. All right. I know football's rough, but I'm still boxing is on a whole nother level that this young man, and he had to travel the world. You don't just go to the Olympics because you fought in Oakland, California your whole life. You know what I mean? This guy had to win world tournaments and everything other tournaments to qualify to get there. No. Yeah, that's why I say don't make it the Andre Ward movie. Make it another movie, but tell your story.
Gotcha. We're gonna have to skip a weekend with no Zuffa boxing cards because there's nothing this weekend. However, the 14th, I believe, is the next one with Efi Ajagba, if I can pronounce his name right, against Charles Martin. I believe that fight is still going on. That will be the main event, a heavyweight main event for Zuffa Boxing 3, which I believe is going to be on the 14th, and I'm not mistaken, that's going to be a Saturday.
Is there anything else before I rag on them about this fucking fight? Is there any other sports on fucking February 14th, 2026, Miguel?
Let me look at my handy dandy calendar. I don't see it. No, I mean, mind you, sports in my household is soccer from my pops, and then boxing and the UFC from your MMA. But on my calendar, because I did, fill out my February calendar, there was so many of them on Saturday the 7th that I had to basically fill it out on the bottom box for the 14th of February. But I just put a little arrow, so I remind myself that it's not actually on the 14th, but rather the 7th. But no, not that I see. At least I haven't found anything that's going to happen on the 14th. Maybe they did that on purpose, because it is Valentine's Day and people are going to go out, so it's like nobody's going to be home unless, of course, they do the romantic "I'll cook for you" kind of thing, which is kind of what couples do anyway. But anyway, no. To answer your question, I don't think there are other. Maybe there are. What the Super Bowl is when? Sunday, right? The 8th, right, or something like that, right? That's when. So I guess not. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not picking up anything when I try to look at it up to date real fast. It's got to be the worst scheduling ever, Miguel. It's going to be the worst fucking ratings of all time. No one's tuning. Well, I guess single people. They better hope there's a lot of single men at
There's
home.
not going to be any like married men on a date looking on their phone like, oh shit, no, looking for FB. No, okay.
Nah, no, maybe a better headliner, but I don't know about these two. Yeah, your wife will smack the shit out of you too. You're on that phone during.
And they could have done it on a Friday. Why did they could have just do it on a Friday? Like, why does it have to be on that day? Literally, all of other sports know they all got the memo. Apparently, they're like, hey, this is the day you don't fucking have a sports day because you let these guys go be with their wives.
The fucking people working the event are saying that. The camera guys, like, why the fuck are we here? Why are we? There's no one here, dude.
He's like recording with the camera, and he's like texting his wife, like, "Sorry, honey, overtime or whatever." It's like, right? It's like they have a swing bout.
She's out to dinner with her friend from work.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just fucking with you guys.
Kevin from accounting. From accounting swooped in.
Just triggered someone.
Yeah, no. It's like it's that guy from the mail room. Fuck that motherfucker. All right. Well, anything on what we want to talk about, or anything left to talk about in regards to the Zuffa boxing before we move on to the next topic? Andrew, anything else?
No.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, our good old buddy boy Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. Has decided to sue Showtime Sports for $300 million. I sound like fucking Doctor Evil. For claims of misappropriation. All right. Um, so we talked about it, right? We went back and forth. Me and Andrew would text one another. Um, when you see this stuff, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Home dude is going broke. Home dude is going broke. He's made a lot of bad business deals. Probably got ripped off, gypped a few times for a lot of fucking money. And there's there's only so much sympathy I think I can have for Floyd, considering his raw attitude towards money, how his that's his persona, and the arrogant flaunting on his part. Uh, you can't call it anything other than just karma at this point. Uh, it was his comeuppance, I guess we can say. Maybe it didn't happen in the ring the way we all wanted it to. It seems to be happening outside of the ring now. So much so that even his former close friend 50 Cent decided to go to social media to drop a couple of bars on one Floyd here. Let me read it. It says, "Oh no, don't cry now, champ. They beat you out of 320 million, you dumbass. I told you, let me read the contract. Now lace up. You gotta go. What it says? You gotta look good fighting Mike. Talking about Mike Tyson. Then maybe we can get you Bud and beat your ass for some big money. Ouch. But $340 million. I believe it's specifically Showtime Sports. Steven Espinoza. Steven Espinoza pulls out his calculator that hasn't been on the show for a minute, and then at some point, I want to say he even mentions Al Heyman, but not him directly as far as being attacked here. But let me go ahead and read this quick little paragraph from Yahoo Sports. Floyd Mayweather made more than $1 billion in his boxing career, but he doesn't think he received his fair share. Mayweather 48 has filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime, the network which aired his biggest pay-per-view events, and former Showtime Sports president Steven Espinoza, alleging aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud, conversion, and unjust enrichment. He is seeking at least $340 million in misappropriated funds and punitive damages. Wow. All right. So we know that he sold some of his gyms, right? He even has some of the equipment liquidated. What else? His cars, right? A couple of mansions, I think he said. Recently was in overseas somewhere. I forgot. He's had issues with the Middle East. He was over there for a while. Even he was detained for a little bit, right? They weren't letting him out. That was the word until I finally saw him at a wrestling event afterwards. Don't know how the hell that happened, but point is, this isn't necessarily new news per se, because we hear little bits and pieces over the last few years that he's kind of struggling, and to I guess throw the scent off. He's attended. I think it was like a basketball game, and it was like sitting next to Jay-Z or something. He had a big old wad of fucking cash, trying to show that he still had it. Okay, Andrew, what did you make of this when you read that he is suing Showtime Sports and Steven Espinoza for 340 million bucks at least?
Well, listen, it's been a long time coming. We all knew this was going to be the end game to Floyd. Anyone who's been paying attention to boxing for the last 20 years, 30 years maybe, I was going 26, but you even go before that, knows that Floyd has always had financial issues. His spending is bad, right? So what happened here was he's running out of money. He has a new financial group that has taken over his finances, and they called Showtime wanting to see some old papers. I say the word papers because Showtime said they lost them in a flood.
Mm.
No computer,
right? No backup, nothing.
This is Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao fights, bro.
Mm.
Paper lost it in a flood. What the fuck?
Did somebody write this on a receipt somewhere? Is that what the fuck it was? It was like the carbon copy of a check. What the fuck?
Damn Jim Carrey suitcase and Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, like those are better than cash, sir. Those are IOUs.
I use the Floyd.
Like, this is a car. You might want to keep that one. Oh,
I fucking love that joke. No, that's so fucking good, bro. That is, yeah, they lost the fucking suitcase in the flood, I guess. So obviously somebody's guilty of something. I mean, as soon as his new financial team heard that, I mean, come on, that's bullshit. You got robbed. They hung up and were like, yeah, you got robbed. 340 million. That's just like Mike Tyson. You know, Tyson was trying to sue Don King for the same. And I know Al Heyman isn't involved yet, but you know, they're saying Al Heyman controlled the fucking accounts that the money was supposed to go to. So if the money didn't go to inside of Floyd's account, where the fuck did the money go, and why didn't Al Heyman know about it? So Al can play the, you know, Floyd can be like, oh, not Al. But you have it in the report that Al was in control of the bank account that Steven Espinoza was supposed to deliver the money to, and the money never got there. I'm not trying to connect the dots. They connect themselves. The fuck?
Yeah, that one's kind of a given.
And then he goes,
investors.
There he is. Go ahead, say it again. You froze. Say it again.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you know, he has this ideas like, oh no, he wouldn't do this to me. Oh yeah, yes he would. Look what he did to those fucking investors, homie. Yeah, he was very capable of doing that.
And I don't know how his name is in it. What's going on? Is he calling Al, and Al's like, oh no, Floyd, they haven't given me the money yet. 11 years later.
I know. It's like I fought Conor in 2017. I have yet to hear anything. Sorry, what can I say?
Yeah, dude, that is totally insane that he's not at least on the bad side of Floyd Mayweather. Maybe not in the lawsuit, but I'm distancing myself from both of you. It literally says in there he controlled the bank account. I don't understand how money doesn't hit the account for 11 years and you're not mad at the guy who controls the fucking account.
Yeah. The math isn't mathing here. I'm gonna read this clip here, this Instagram post from Business Vaults. That's the name of the Instagram handle. Floyd Mayweather built a brand around being untouchable. Now the numbers are telling a different story. According to Business Insider, the undefeated boxer is reportedly facing around $54 million in debt, with foreclosures and lawsuits mounting. Over the last 18 months, 2 commercial properties were foreclosed, and a Las Vegas building tied to his strip club, Girl Collection, is allegedly at risk over $52,000 in unpaid taxes. Records show he quietly sold Air Mayweather his Gulfstream jet along with multiple mansions. This is the classic difference between earning money and preserving it. Now, rather not him being robbed and this money being withheld from him is one thing. Another thing is his spending fucking habits. At this point, there's a big ass hole in the boat, and things are fucking coming out of it, or in the cup, I should say. It's like you're never gonna fill up that goddamn cup because there's always a hole at the bottom, and the money's coming out that way. So, even with this, he made bad deals, lost all the shit, right? Foreclosure, et cetera, et cetera. So that kind of puts him in a slightly different situation. Now that's not to say that even if he had all that money still, that he wouldn't go after these motherfuckers. I'm sure they would, because the bottom line is they stiffed him out on this fucking cash, right? But bottom line is he probably would be in a much better position, at least now, not too desperate, I guess, because if there's a point where Showtime and Steven Espinoza says, all right, we'll settle on something, I don't know how much he's going to settle for if it's not less than, if it's any less than 340 some odd $1 million. But his spending habits didn't exactly help him here. He should have been set up for fucking life, really, even without this 340 million. But whatever, he's gonna get additional amounts. Maybe that'll help him out and get him out of all of his shit. I mean, that's a crazy amount of money, so it better. Because I don't know his situation at this point. But anyway, when I read this, I was like, man, this fucker's got a lot of problems. As P Diddy said, right? More money, more problems, right? That's kind of the way it is. The more money you make, the more money that you spend. That's just kind of common sense. You upgrade, right? You get a better car, you get a better house, you get a better fucking, vacations, you get a better phone, whatever, right? That's usually how it is. You make more money. That's the whole point of it. But it seems as though it goes out a lot faster than it comes in, at least for Floyd. And he's in a spot where he's kind of he needs to hit these $340 million badly, I guess. But
And
yeah,
what I don't understand is why the fuck hasn't this man come back to boxing yet? It is so weird, and I know
is
we're
that
broke.
that much? Is that like mean that much to him that he's just like no at
Yeah,
40
exactly. Oh
age or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah. I don't know, dude. I really don't know, but it's hella weird that you would let all this drama out. You would let your name get ran through the mud, look like a fool. Because look, you're absolutely right, Miguel, when you say if he never would have wasted the money that he made, he never worries about this 340, right?
Mm.
Floyd Mayweather, they said, made $1 billion himself. Not that wasn't his total for his fights. That was his pay for fights, his career earnings. Bro, it is very hard to get through $1 billion, bro. We can't act like that's something someone can just do on any given day. You have fucking serious spending problems. Seriously. You had no concept of money if you burned through $1 billion within 10 years. This man just retired, you guys. Do you know how sad that is? And I know everyone's like, right now they're being mathematic. No, you can't buy a yacht. Buy this. Buy a. No, dumbass, you're not supposed to. We've always said if you don't make fucking billions of dollars every year, every 3 years, like all these other princes and these other billionaires that are keep turning over the money. Elon Musk didn't just get rich and go, all right, I'm done getting rich. I'm done. The fucker gets rich. He takes his own record every year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Floyd didn't do that. Floyd said, I'm done. And then they said, all right, now you owe everything. Wait, I don't even here. Let me go make $1 million. You think Elon Musk even gets up for a fucking million, Floyd? Because that's the level of spending you're on when you burn through $1 billion. You thought you were Musk.
And like, not only did he think he was Musk, but clearly he thought he was everybody else around Musk that helping him out, because it was not just him. It's like people giving him fucking ideas, and it's him. It's a whole crew. It comes out of his brain, but it's still like, I'm not a pro at XYZ. I need to hire a fucking pro to get me this shit. When Floyd is in this position and he's like, fuck it, I made it to this point by myself. No, 50, I don't have to listen to your ass. No, motherfucker, I don't have to listen to you. No, and they're giving him this advice like, bro, you have such a like mind-boggling amount of money. You need to know what the fuck to do with it. You need to keep riding. You need to do XYZ, right? And they're like, and he's thinking to himself like, no, I know it all, homie. I know I can do it. It's bad when he's in this position, and so many people told him, fuck no, dude, do it this way. But he wanted the yes people around him, and this is where he's ended up. But it's one thing that you're in this position. It's another thing that people warned you about it and try to help you not lose what you got, and you didn't listen to them. And I'm not saying you got to listen to everybody. I'm not saying you got to listen to everybody, but there are some smart motherfuckers out there, including 50 himself, to see where in the position that he is right now, to be, in the position that you are.
Maybe you're not hearing me. He has a fucking mental issue. Miguel, it is so hard to burn $1 billion, bro. When you want to keep your money, when you have a logical brain and go, you know what, I would like to give my kids money and buy them stuff and have them have a future. No, you're not buying $18 million fucking watches, dude. When you don't make $1 billion every year, You don't buy a $40 million jet. You don't buy 6 cars in every house that you have. You don't do this. This is mental.
Mhm.
No, they took advantage of him. They all took advantage of him. They kept showing him numbers on his side while they were sneaking numbers on theirs. No, they absolutely, there was that much money in the pot. Hello. I mean, two of the biggest fights in the world is the ones they dipped in, is the ones he lost track of his fucking money, was Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao. Those are two of the biggest fights, grossing fights of all time in pay-per-view, correct?
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
does 4 million, the other one does 2.5 million.
Mhm.
No, man. The man has issues, spending issues. Very sad. Yes, he was taken advantage of. Yes, Al Heyman probably had something to do with it. I don't understand how he doesn't. It's hella funny when it says there that he was in control of Floyd's stuff. Floyd used to tell us how much he was investing for him.
Mhm.
Oh, but you just happen to not invest 340 million. You just happen to be like, I don't know where that money's at. I don't know. For 11 years, and the other one since 2017. What is that, 9 years? Come on. Bullshit, man. Bullshit that you weren't involved. Espinoza gave him something off the top, too. You know? And Espinoza, Showtime, that whole flood thing, that's, they're lucky the government is busy right now. Because if I was Floyd, I'd have my lawyers taking that to the highest of courts. How the fuck can a network like Showtime tell somebody that they lost papers from the 2000 era in a flood and we have no backup? Nothing. Not a server anywhere in the world. Nope. Gone. That's like the daycare, right? When they said the guys broke in, just stole the shit. They're like, yeah, all of it's gone.
It was in this ATM. You know how people steal the ATMs? They just hook it up with the chain in the truck. It just went somewhere. You know, someone stole it. It just flood came and took away everything. And oh boy. So this is a developing story, right? This is relatively new. We heard it, I think, Monday or Tuesday or something like that. But the first thing that came to mind is like, man, Floyd is fucked. I don't know if Showtime is no longer in the boxing business, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the fuck it's gonna work, right? It's gonna come out of Showtime's pocket, I suppose. I don't know how that way precisely will work. If
Netflix, I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but I want to, dude. Why isn't someone working with him? Miguel, the first fight, you're gonna make your money back. Don't put him in. Don't do Zuffa. Do regular boxing. Put him in with Andre Berto rematch. It still does 500 million views on Netflix that night. I know it's going to do less, but I'm just being obnoxious. But you hear me. It's still going to do millions and millions.
It's going to do crazy numbers regardless.
So fight one is fucking shadow boxing. You're succeeding, dude.
Yeah.
And then you're worried about fight two. We already made half our money back. Look, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua did 108 million views in one night. Floyd is going to top that, if not double it, probably on Netflix. That's all your money back when whatever contract you give them in one night, basically. You could go, how much did you make in your career? We're going to do that again for 3 fights. And you're going to make it back in fight one on the subscribers that are going to watch this fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass, both of you guys, Netflix and Floyd. Both of you guys, get your head out of your asses, go into a fucking room and bang out this deal. He's stupid for putting himself through all this. Like, bro. And
maybe he has to. That's the only way he'd learn, maybe. Because if he
gets
the
Illuminati, it's the embarrassment ritual or whatever they say.
Put him through the fucking ringer. But I mean, I just, if you basically hit it right on the head. He's got a fucking problem, a serious fucking problem. And if he does go, let's say, to Netflix and does what we're saying, well, he just got bailed out. I mean, not get bailed because obviously he got back in the ring, but I'm saying he bailed himself out. Like, all right. And we're back. Buy that plane back. It's like, no, dude, we're back to square fucking one. You can only do these so many times. But yeah, I'm not even sure if that will save him. Maybe it'll buy him more time. More
Oh,
time.
it'll buy him more time. No, hey, listen. If he fucks up again, dude, you're toast. It's that. Hey, that's not Netflix's issue. We need content on the TV that's going to draw eyes. Floyd Mayweather for that WBC welterweight title is going to draw more eyes than you would ever imagine, especially if Ryan Garcia wins it in a few weeks. If Floyd was
Devin later on, I mean anybody.
No,
I'm
saying Ryan. I'm saying Ryan.
Right.
I'm saying fucking Ryan. If he wins that WBC title, bro, and him and Floyd start going at each other on social media, do you know the fucking ripple it's going to cause in the boxing world with Ryan's social media fucking empire coming and Floyd's fucking empire coming? Floyd's, and you're telling me that's not a winnable fight?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, for starters, we kind of have to bank on Ryan getting the belt to begin with. That in and of itself is no, safe bet by any stretch. I mean, I don't either. I'm not sure if I trust either one of them. At this point, I'm not sure who the hell. And I did get the odds oddly, and of course, Ryan is the favorite. But it's just I don't know. We have to go that route first, right? I would feel. I mean, I would think that maybe a more safer bet would be Devin Haney getting the fucking belt. People know Devin to some degree. Maybe it won't be the Ryan, but I don't think we can fucking depend on Ryan anymore. I don't think he's that reliable. We can depend on Devin. He's much more reliable, at least. But yeah, it might not be that Ryan would have.
I say Ryan because he has the fight in 2 weeks for the title, bro. Devin's not in the fight in 2 weeks from now.
No.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Ryan looks pretty fucking solid on the videos, the pictures that he's putting on IG. You know what? I don't know if they're filtered. I don't know if they have filters on them, but he looks fucking ready. What I'm nervous at is the left hook is that good that Barrios isn't going to be able to stop it. I am really nervous that Barrios is not going to be able to stand it. It's going to be quick because the way Barrios fights and his attitude towards the fight, he didn't sound like the champ. He sounded like the sparring partner. He sounded like the challenger there to get his title taken. And Ryan's on a whole nother level. So in a perfect world, Ryan will win because he makes more money for the sport and everything is good. Back to Floyd. Suleiman should be talking about this. He has Floyd as that fucking anytime he wants to come back, he can get a title, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is that guy. Fucking Netflix had no problem putting fucking Mike Tyson on their network
right.
in a knee brace. They just got to make sure the numbers work. And obviously, Jake Paul is going to be what Floyd is going to reflect off of. Jake Paul showed Netflix that investing in boxing is a correct thing. He's done it twice for them.
Mm-hmm.
He did it with 108, and then he did it with 30 million or so. I think, 30 million. So I think Floyd does the same, you guys. No, Floyd needs to stop the bullshit and come back to. I don't know if he can make welterweights, and I know he's old as fuck, but Mike Tyson's doing it. Roy Jones is doing it, and as a matter of fact, Floyd does it too, all over other countries.
Yeah.
So man the fuck up, like 50 Cent said. Come get that ass whooping. I don't even want to see. Listen, I would rather see him go to welterweight and take on the younger guys because that builds for boxing. Say Devin beats him after he beats Ryan. Devin beats him to unify. Right now, Devin is the face of boxing. If Terrence beats him, well, he's gonna retire again. The fuck.
Right. Yeah, it's not really passing the torch. I mean, it kind of is, but it's more like just blowing out the torch. Like, I'm gonna retire anyway, so just blow out the fucking torch at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really passing it because he's not gonna be around for that much longer anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my. Okay. Well, this is a developing story, and we'll continue to talk about it as more information is available. But before we move on to the next topic, Andrew, anything else you want to add to this to add a cherry on top?
Nope, that's it. Ah, Lee's laughing somewhere.
Yeah,
Lee's
it sure is.
laughing somewhere. Yeah, he
He's
was
like,
waiting for that headline for a minute.
mm-hmm. Like, I fucking told you.
Hey, there was a lot of people that said he was never going to go broke, Miguel. They're eating their words, man.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I got to tell you, it's fucking hard to say you're going to spend $1 billion in your lifetime, dude. You know the level of stupid you have to be?
Yeah,
What the
we've
fuck,
seen it.
bro?
We've seen it. Yeah.
At 700 million, you weren't like, hey, bro, you might want to keep 300 million.
Right.
At 800 million, you weren't like, hey, dude, you're getting kind of low. And I'm talking about him talking to himself,
Mm-hmm.
his own brain going, Floyd. Fuck, the level is stupid.
All right. The level of stupid, the level of lack of discipline, that it's like, oh yeah, there's money in the bank, spend it. It's like it's a race. Oh yeah, you can buy this. I don't know, $10,000 laptop. Sure, spend it. It's because the money's there.
They laugh now about it, but Mike Tyson buying his neighbor's house for his fucking cat who didn't get along with his other cat. And when I say cats, you guys, I'm talking lions and tigers. You guys know we're all boxing fans. That's the level of stupid that you have to be to waste that much money. Mike was around 700 million, I believe, that he went through in his career. They laugh at that now. That's not funny. Why is that funny? They should not have him on a podcast like, hey, tell all the other guys how you burned your money and then laugh about it. This shows a very low IQ when you cannot control that type of money. You can't give in to those type of ways. So no, I hope Floyd doesn't in 20 years start doing podcasts about how he blew through $1 billion and he's so fucking cool because of it.
Yeah. Do you know anybody else who blew through $1 billion? Well, now you do. All right. So, on the topic of Floyd, a Floyd Mayweather protege, Gervonta Tank Davis, faces a Baltimore warrant for violating probation. Man, as you said, Andrew, when it rains, it pours. Not necessarily when it comes to money, but also bad luck here.
That's right.
I'll say bad luck, but bad news. According to reports, Gervonta Davis's legal troubles are mounting after a recent Miami arrest over domestic violence incident. ESPN reports that he's now a wanted man in his hometown of Baltimore, where a judge has issued a warrant for a probation violation. Davis has been on probation following a 2020 hit and run case. So, I don't know what this violation is exactly. If he's in jail, being detained in Miami, and he needed to show up in court in Baltimore, well, I guess that makes sense. If the motherfucker had to do that, I don't know what that is specifically, but what did he violate, Andrew?
One, he could have been on probation where he couldn't be out of his state if he didn't check in
Mm.
with the probation officer. That's a violation. Two, he had police contact. That's a violation right there. Your ass is going back.
Wait, police contact? What do you mean?
When he was arrested in Miami, that's police
Uh-huh.
contact. That's a violation of any
Oh,
probation, any
gotcha,
parole.
gotcha.
As soon as the judge finds that out, they say, one, you're done there, send him back here because I got to give him a year for his behavior on my side, too. You get a year and a day. A year and a day. You're going to prison, not to jail. That's right. That's where Gervonta is probably going to head when he gets back to Baltimore, unless they got the rich man deal. But if he wasn't rich, a year and a day is waiting for him when he comes back home. Some judges can be dicks. Look, a judge can have it over your head. You do one fucking thing wrong while you're on probation, I'm going to give you your full time that I'm not giving you right now. Right? One thing wrong, you're going to get a full sentence, not just a year. So hopefully he doesn't get that judge, because that judge is going to be expensive. That judge wants a big cake.
Oh yeah.
He wants a layered cake, not just a single. He wants a layered cake. Fuck out of here. You're going to jail. You're going to prison. No, it's police contact, man. And then look, it's the violence. He's fucked in so many ways. You know what Gervonta needs? He needs Dana White to come visit him in jail. Dana's got the pull right now with the administration to get some of this stuff taken away. We've seen President Trump. Who did he get out of jail the other day? Wasn't it Snoop Dogg's friend? Death Row's like CEO or some shit.
Yeah,
I swear,
I
bro,
forgot
I
it.
seen something like that. He got one of Snoop Dogg's guys out. Look, I'm just saying, Dana might be able to get him help, right? The young man needs help. Dana needs a face. Dana needs someone to take Zuffa to the next level. Davis has the potential of beating everyone. I'm not saying he's a favorite. I'm not saying I have him beating everyone. He has the potential, though. Maybe you want to invest in that. It's not like the
But
UFC.
he's not reliable though. That's the
There's
thing.
a
Like
lot of.
it's huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's the thing. Like that's one of the reasons why. I mean, he gave. I'm talking about Dana. He gave John Jones a lot of fucking chances, but at this point, he's like, dude, fuck that fool. Like, I'm done with him. He's so unreliable with his fighting and stuff. So, I don't think he wants to go that route again, especially with somebody he knows even less. I mean, I can imagine how that meeting goes. He shows up to jail with turkey next to him. It's like, hey, I brought him. Let's get you out of here. It's like, fuck. Now they really got me by the balls. Maybe I signed, but I don't know if this is exactly the kind of guy he wants representing. I mean, it's not like Dana White has a clean record himself. I'm sure that's going to look bad for him to bring someone in like him in. It's almost like rewarding him for doing that kind of stuff, for the things that he did outside of the ring. But what were you going to say?
Mike Tyson came out of prison holding $10 million in his hands.
Well, Don King.
John Jones has been doing cocaine for as long as I've known the man. And he's still. I'm just saying, I don't really. I didn't follow it back then, but I know his love for it. And he's still the face. No one gives a shit that he does whatever he wants on the side. Or maybe they do now, but they didn't back then when he was in his prime. Gervonta's in his prime. We've seen athletes have troubles before, and I'm not saying he's got to get past all those issues. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but in this world, most of the time, rich people don't go to fucking prison and jail. So most likely, Gervonta is going to get away with all this too because he has potential of making anybody millions of dollars, including judges. So that's where they're going to go with that one. That's why I say he's going to be back in the fight game. Zuffa needs a fucking splash, bro. They need a splash. So if Dana White needs to go and mentor this kid, talk to him, because Davis is still young. He's not fucking a veteran in this game yet. He's only had one big payday. It's not like he runs the shit. You know what I mean? Try to get a mouthpiece on him to get him at a cheaper contract and fucking make him the face of Zuffa. When I look at, it's him and Emiliano Vargas, but I'm saying him because at least he's a champ that you can get into those big fights that Zuffa's looking for, right? That gets you into your Devin Haney's, into your Ryan Garcia. We're talking millions of dollars. We're talking the same type of money that Canelo and Crawford were able to generate with one guy. And he has the potential of beating them all. He's already beaten one in Garcia. So if I'm Dana, I might be interested at least a little to go down to Miami to see how serious it is, where Davis's head is at, and if he really wants to make a splash back into boxing, give him the fucking contract that will make him fight for Zuffa. None of this peanut shit. You make your splash, man. You tell the boxing world we're here to stay. Opatai and fucking who's the other guy? Oh yeah, Bam Bam, but he didn't even sign. He didn't even sign. And the only reason why I knocked Bam is because he's too small, Miguel. We know damn well they never make that big of splashes down there. They have great fights. The diehards will watch them, but they never. Manny had to go. How many fucking weight divisions?
Right.
Bob was like, not yet, not yet. So, 8, 9. So yeah, man. That's what I see with. That's what I think his last hope is, dude. Is Zuffa fucking decides they want to put all their trust into him. Yeah, we'll see if it's a good investment or not. But shit, don't act like they haven't done it before. I seen a guy fighting for Zuffa, had a fucking ankle monitor on. Miguel,
What?
That guy in the UFC that had an ankle monitor.
Oh, that rings a bell. I don't remember that, but that
Yeah,
rings a bell.
remember that? Yeah, so they've worked with them before.
Right. Like, all right,
They
bring the
might
key.
they might have pulled it. I might be lying just a tad. They might have pulled the fight when they actually found out he couldn't have it removed.
Mm.
He was there for fight week. He was thinking he was going to go through until that big old black box came out on his ankle. And we're like, what the fuck is that?
Going through the metal detectors, like, is there something you want to tell us, boy?
Dana was like, can you remove that? No. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh my God. Get him back on the plane. This asshole.
Maybe that's what Dana surprises later on this month, or later in the year. Like, oh, we got a little surprise for you. We're gonna pay our good buddy Tank a visit. Who by the time we see him and visit, his nickname will be Tink and not Tank.
See the Mike Tyson show up in the limo at the jail or the prison.
Right. Right. Hell yeah. It's like, yeah, we'll drive you in a limo to Baltimore for your other fucking probation. And then, just to let you know we're serious, we'll take you there. We'll drive you there.
Oh, I forgot about that. He's got 2 court dates.
Yeah. He's got another one. But they'll show up. They're like, hey, you know what? Hey, watch, what's his name? Turkey show up. It's like, all right, you want two for what is it? 2 Lamborghinis? What the fuck was that? I forgot what was it he asked. It's like, hey, you got him. You want to drive one to Baltimore? Let's go.
Yep.
Oh my. But yes, this is also a developing story, so we're gonna be we'll let you know if anything else comes up in the meantime. Sticking with the lightweight division, recent 140-pound champ, Ring Magazine and WBO champ, Shakur Stevenson is no longer the 135-pounder lightweight WBC champ, as the WBC decided to strip him of the championship. Now, his most recent title defense, I think, was William Cepeda. So it's not like he wasn't defending the belt. And from what I've read here, it looks like he literally just fucking forked up some cash. Let me go back to this post here that I found. Breaking news: Shakur Stevenson stripped of the WBC lightweight title just days after beating Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur claps back, saying, "And I just paid these dudes after my last fight. What the hell I'm giving y'all $100,000 for right now? Because y'all got beef with Bud, so you come at me for it." So now he's starting to claim, or believes at least, that the reason this happened is because his association with Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford saying all this stuff about the WBC, or having that issue back then with him not paying the sanctioning fee, and decided to drop the WBC belt at that moment, the super middleweight belt, I think it was at the time. But he seems to have, he seems to think that has something to do with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if that does, because sometimes it's almost like the WBC, they just make up the rules sometimes, and they make up the rules as they go. They'll give one fighter that they like a lot of leeway. I mean, how long did whatever the middleweight Charlo held on to that WBC belt without defending it for shit? He was gone for a while, held on the belt. He came back, fought Jose Benavidez Jr., and not even for the belt. It was like a non-title fight, so he didn't even fucking defend it. So when you see the WBC make these kinds of rules, and you see this, what looks to be maybe like some sort of knee-jerk reaction, you think that it has something to do with Shakur's association with Bud. I wouldn't put it past them if that's the case. I'm sure the WBC has some sort of fine print saying, no, we did it legally because XYZ. Why specifically they did it after Shakur forked up $100,000 for whatever fee he owed, I don't know, but that's pretty dirty. That's pretty dirty. If they're gonna strip them, they might as well be like, no, hold on to your fucking money, because we're gonna take it off you. Now, mind you, at this point, I haven't heard, maybe you have, Andrew, Shakur, whether or not he's or if he's decided if he's going to go back to 135 or stay at 140, because he did say, I'll go back to 135 if I can't get another big fight at 140 or even a different weight class, probably leaning towards 147 is what he meant. But if he just got done beating fucking Teofimo, so we haven't even got to that point yet, and the WBC's already coming in and taking his belt away. Kind of messed up, kind of screwed up, right? I can't believe that they take these kind of actions. But when you read this, Andrew, did you think, oh yeah, I mean, he's not going to defend it anyway, might as well, or oh shit, that was fast, what the fuck?
we've seen them stripped after fights before. Now, it wasn't actually for a belt at another weight division. It's actually the belts when they get undisputed, right? Right away, the
Mm.
titles go, hey, if you're not going to agree to fight your mandatory in 6 days, we're taking that belt back.
Mm.
They're like, what the fuck? I just got done with the fight. All right, give it back. Boom, belt's gone. So we've seen this happen before in boxing. With the WBC doing it this fast to Shakur, that's what I initially thought, Miguel, was what the hell? He just won a title at 140, looks spectacular, right?
Mm.
The best we might have ever seen him. They literally said he's the face of boxing. Oh, you want to starve yourself again and go back to 135. That's what we're going to do? Where you were being booed, criticized, right?
Mm.
Not the face of boxing. Hey, all of you guys are like, Shakur's the face. Go watch his ESPN fights and tell me that's the face of boxing after the 12-round decision. When the crowd's booing, he's apologizing, talking about I can do better. Come on now. It wasn't the face. So I'm blaming the weight. I think you gained 5 pounds and you were stronger, you were healthier, and it showed. Fucking stay there. Don't try to, don't, oh, I want both titles. No, you don't. You don't want to go back to 135. You know what's at 135, bro?
Mm.
Undefeated Cuban kid. 18-0-16. Don't even know his name. I already forgot it. I tried to remember it and I forgot it because he's a fucking nobody. Herrera. And you know what? I don't know if he's Olympian. I'm not looking at all he is. Do you know him off top? His last name's Herrera. Herrera. J.
Um,
J. Deere Herrera.
and what is he
Herrera.
mandatory for for the WBC or what?
Yeah, he's the interim title at
Oh, goddamn.
he's got the interim title. Well, that means he's getting a title shot though. And it
Right.
might mean he wants his title shot today, not 2 years from now. Right?
Mhm.
So they know damn well Shakur ain't fighting fucking Javier Herrera. They know he's not fighting him, bro. This guy's about to make millions of dollars fighting all those dudes at 140 and 147. So can we stop with the bullshit?
But all right. So I agree with you there. But isn't it dirty to take his money? Is that like, and then strip him? And I'm gonna read a couple of tweets here that
But
Shakur
wait a
put.
minute. But wait a minute. The question is, was the money for the lightweight title or was the money for the Oh, it has to
No,
be the lightweight title.
yeah, because he won the WBO belt at 140 and the ring. That had nothing to do with the WBC. That's some dirty shit. I'm gonna read a couple of these tweets here. He goes, 100K to some crooks who don't deserve it. Nah, Leilani, I don't know who that is. Rather give it to you, baby girl. I guess he means his daughter. I don't know. The WBC didn't even have shit to do with this fight, and it's eating them alive. Take your belt. It don't make me. Another one says, I just paid these dudes after my last. Oh, never mind. I just read that one earlier. But anyway, but that one had to do with him saying, like, is this because of my association with Bud? But yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't for that 140 belt. That's for damn sure because they weren't even involved with that fight at all. So it had to have been for the 135 belt. And then, to do it in that fashion, if you're going to take his money, at least be like, all right. And then, like, maybe spin it in a way where it's like, okay, you haven't decided if you're coming back to 135 or not, homie. Like, you better make it your fucking choice. As long as you haven't made that choice yet, you still got to fork up the cash. But then they fork up the cash, and then they still take the proactive step of taking the belt from him. That was pretty fucking dirty. Didn't have to go that direction.
But wait a minute. I don't think they strong armed this young man, and that's what we can't be pumping out here. Is that Jose Suleiman just calls up and goes, I want 100 grand, and then hangs up. And the fighters go, oh man, we have to give him 100 grand. That's not what happens.
No. All right, I got you.
There was a contract that was made, and someone fucking signed it. Now maybe they didn't read that contract good, and they don't know the ins and outs of the contract. But I'm sure when they lawyers sit down, the WBC lawyers go, oh look, we highlighted it for you. It's right there. He just didn't read. You got to remember, you guys, the dude made the biggest money in his career. They said $8 million, I believe he made that night with Lopez.
Oh shit, was it? All right, I hadn't heard it.
This is a guy who was booed 2 fights ago. is now making $8 million. Because I'm not talking about Cepeda. I'm talking about the fight before Cepeda. He was being booed. That's what makes him fight Cepeda the way he fought him. Because he was being criticized by Turkey for being the fucking runner. He made $8 million. Now, the $100,000 isn't just make believe money. That ain't just fucking. They didn't just. There's something for it. It's either a title defense that he did not pay for, that they've been saying, hey, you owe us still. You kind of owe us for that last one. We'll wait, but you do owe us. Or is it in the contract that if you move up and you make excess amount of money, a percentage of that check, which is going to be very low when you talk $100,000 of $8 fucking million, but their last was only 3%. It might be in a contract. So I don't want to come out here and be like, oh, yeah, they're all crooked, when let Suleiman respond to this. Because he had a very easy math equation for fucking, who was it, Ryan? Who was bitching about, or Terrence?
Oh, Terrence Crawford, yeah.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, 0.06 or whatever the hell it was, right?
What the fuck, bro? Like, the title did get you there. I know your work does, but it's this whole thing that gets this ball rolling. It's the whole world. It's not just the athlete. It's also the pretty titles. It's all the title defenses, and all of us fans get to go, oh yeah, but you remember when he knocked out that dude? That dude was this in the world. That dude was an IBF champ. It's all that gets your name up there too. It's not just fucking you beating up people, or that guy in bumfucked Egypt that's 40-0 would be a headliner too. But he's not, because he don't have the shiny things behind him. You understand? He don't have the money behind him. There's a lot of undefeated fighters out there that ain't making the money you are because they don't have the shiny belts behind them. So get off your fucking high horse and pay $100,000 and get on with your day. You're about to make 40 million in your next fight. We're bitching about $100,000 on the internet. Come on. Seriously. You're trying to blame Terrence Crawford. You guys spend that probably fucking around on a weekend. Get out of here. And it better not be in the contract. Suleiman better not come out and go, what Miguel just said, it's 0.006.
Right.
And he signed it.
Well, I mean, he had to have signed it, obviously agreed to it. It just, at least from the outside, looks sus as fuck that right after he fucking pays the money, he's like, all right, now we're gonna take the belt from you, because you hadn't made your decision fast enough yet. Seeing how they bended the rules for a lot of the other fighters in the past, if the Charlo, if I forget which one it is, but if he was a champ for that long, he didn't fight. He wasn't getting money. Was he paying a sanctioning fee? Was he paying, like, where the fuck was the money coming from? Did he just say, all right, we're going to keep the belt on you until your next, like, and then eventually he comes back, he doesn't even defend the belts. I don't remember him defending. Maybe he did. I don't know. But anyway,
he gave it up, I believe. Yeah.
I know he gave it up. I just don't remember if he actually did have a title defense before then. But already it looks like making the rules for one dude and breaking them for someone else.
Yeah, no, the only argument I have on that is the young man didn't make $8 million in another division fighting for the WBO title. And that's what I mean about in that contract. It could say there could be something. If you leave this division as the champ and don't give the shot to the interim title, let's let Suleiman respond, because I don't want to just be a fucking full hat. Yeah, all night. Let Suleiman respond. But his response to Terrence Crawford, I thought, did not show Terrence Crawford and them that they were getting jobbed at all. The guy literally fucking made you the highest money you've ever made in your life and asked for 0.006% on a kickback. I think a lot of people would pay taxes if that's what it was.
Right. So yeah, we can speculate all day whether or not it has anything to do with Bud Crawford or not. But if you ask Shakur, I'm sure he believes so. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even sure if I wouldn't be surprised if Bud himself was like, "See, that's what I'm talking about. They fucked you over because of me," or maybe he gave him that fucking idea. But that doesn't help matters. When we're talking to we're in a spot where we have Zuffa enter the situation, and they're like, oh, this is the way, this is what you guys are. It's gonna we've talked about this before. When they're in a position to do good, or look good at the WBC or any of these sanctioning bodies, and right at a time where we have another player in the game, they do stuff like this. It almost like younger guys coming up and like, oh damn it, I don't have to deal with that if I sign with Zuffa. I don't have to deal with that. Is that how it's going to be? I mean, I'm sure they have to deal with other stuff, but maybe not that specifically. It just doesn't look good from the outside. But you're right. I agree. We definitely want to hear Suleiman's side of the story to try to figure out what exactly. And I know they're going to have some rebuttal. I'm sure they're gonna. But until then, at this point, we don't know. It just from the outside and hearing one side of the story, it looks bad.
Yeah. It does look bad, but I don't like to say that it's criminal when it's not, when fighters are just not intelligent, as one Floyd Mayweather is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Prime example right there.
Prime example of what the level of we all know the stories, man. These guys that take boxing serious, take any Olympic sport serious. There is a fucking time in your life that you decide whether it is the sport or real life. Are you going to go to school and get a job after college, or are we going for the fucking Olympics and going for glory? And when those dudes make that decision to go for the glory, they don't really pay attention to the books anymore. Most of them, Miguel, drop out in high school. So they don't even have a 12th grade education. And now you're telling them to read a fucking 30-page contract? The ins and outs, you got to trust everyone. Look at Floyd, can't even trust the guy holding his account. Oh, wait, Espinoza.
Right.
Yeah, you're skipping a beat there, Floyd.
Don't point the finger at Al. Did you ever hear? I mean, I wasn't
sure. Al was like this. Hey, Floyd was all, it's one of you guys.
Yeah. No, I can imagine he's like talking to Al directly, like, Al, $340 million fucking dollars, dude, with the fight. And he's like pointing to fucking Espinoza, and he's like, I'm gonna believe you, Al, because of your fucking, your history, your track record of not doing this to the people.
Ryan tried getting out of his contract with Golden Boy. It didn't happen. The court said, wait a minute, here's a contract. You signed it. Get back to fucking work. I want to say Andre Ward tried multiple times to get out of his contract with Goosen, and maybe finally did, like for one fight or so, maybe was able to get out, but no, was sent back to the house at least twice. We probably have to Google this, where the judge said, nah, he's not doing anything wrong, and you signed the fucking contract. And then
the only person that did anything wrong was you signing this goddamn contract.
And you know who someone who should be smiling right now is Bob and Oscar. Because for too long, those men were never given credit for Floyd's career. You know that? For too long. Floyd's hate of Oscar De La Hoya would not allow him to give the man any credit for building Money Mayweather under Golden Boy Promotions. And he never gave Bob Arum credit for building Pretty Boy Floyd from absolutely nothing. No gold medal winner. No big time money coming out of the Olympics. He was not Sugar Ray fucking Leonard. He might have been to HBO, but he wasn't to America what Sugar Ray Leonard was. Guess whose two names aren't in that lawsuit? Well, I guess Bob isn't really that racist, huh? Oh, I guess Oscar really isn't that bad of a guy, huh? What a cokehead, huh? He does so much coke, he robs you at $340 million, huh? Hey, Floyd, right?
Maybe if he didn't do the coke, he would do that. But the bottom line is, the other people that did were not cokeheads. I mean, maybe they were, but fuck around.
But they're not Oscar. And Oscar, for all the drugs and all the shit that we say about him, his name ain't in this lawsuit. Bob Arum's name ain't in this lawsuit. And I want to say you tried getting out of Top Rank's deal too and got sent back to the house once, even by a judge, saying, no, The contract is totally fucking valid. You guys are signing these things. Do better in the negotiating and the contract part of your careers. This is what I don't understand, how boxers have not learned this yet. And actually, I do know. It's because they don't fucking finish school. Stop beating around the bush. Stop being politically correct. They don't finish fucking school. Bob Arum is a lawyer who went to Harvard. You're not winning that match. Al Heyman went to fucking Harvard. Or where did he go? I forgot where Al Heyman ended. But they're all educated, Miguel. Eddie Hearn comes from fucking money. You know he's educated. Don't know what university he went to, but you know he went. He comes from money. You better get someone that can match their intelligence in that room, because you ain't. Obviously, our fighters aren't reading these fucking contracts.
Yeah, that's the big one. Like, we're not lawyers. None of us are. I mean, most of us aren't. So we're not gonna understand some of the language that's on these fucking things. Go get yourself a fucking lawyer. Like, what the fuck else can you do? You have to go and find the pro that knows what they're reading. And unfortunately, sometimes it's gonna cost you some fucking money. That's just the way it is. But either costs you money right now or costs you way the fuck more money down the line when you get ripped off over some shit. But you can't just be like, oh, that sounds great. It's like sign, and we'll fill out the blanks later. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, read the shit, send it to somebody else, take it, have your lawyer look at it or something, or find a lawyer to look at it. So at the very least, you have a second set of eyes and a more professional set of eyes that will have a general idea. And look, there are lawyers that specialize in this shit. I've mentioned it on a couple of shows before. When I'm always messing around with my MMA gloves and trying to develop a new glove, trying to avoid the eye pokes, that happens all the time. That's a big problem in MMA. Trying to develop a pair, and I had a fucking 30-minute consultation with a patent fucking lawyer just to ask that shit. I hit him up. It was free. I was like, cool, hell yeah. They asked a whole bunch of questions about licensing and manufacturing and shit like that. It's like, holy fuck, there's so much I had no idea, and I'm sure I've already forgotten half of the stuff that fucking told me. But when you have they give you on the website a free consultation for 30 minutes, you have the questions ready. So when you have them on the fucking phone, you have these questions, and you're not thinking of shit on the spot, wasting your time. But it's like you have to go find these specialized lawyers that are available for stuff like this. I don't know. Maybe you should listen to 50. And it's like, let me read it, fool. Let me my fucking, he's trying to look out for you. And you're thinking, oh, no, that's all right. I got Al. He'll take care of it.
At some point, don't you think you have to ask Al Heyman why he doesn't have a copy of the receipts that were lost in the flood, the Great Flood?
Yeah. The great Showtime flood.
At some point, this is all going to come back to Al. I hate being that guy, but Al, your time is very limited right now, because all fingers keep coming back to you. You were the manager. You were the bank guy. You were his financial advisor. Floyd said it many times. And Leonard Ellerby said it many times that you invested Floyd's money in correct ventures that made him, the guy makes millions every month, he's fine. Now we have only one set of receipts for our fights from Showtime. No way. He's all the emails. They must have been with Hillary Clinton's emails. They got scratched.
They got deleted. Right. So they got deleted. That hard drive got fucking fucked up in the flood. I don't know. Fell off a cliff. It's gone.
It's gone.
Oh boy.
Soon Showtime's not even going to answer. They're going to be like, this number's been disconnected. They're not going to network anymore. They're like, fuck you guys.
Does Steven Espinoza speak Spanish? She's like, oh, Steven Espinoza here. Like, Steve, it's Floyd. No speako. And it's gonna go that direction. like, yeah, that was Floyd. Block that number off my phone, please. Make sure he doesn't give me a call anymore. Oh boy. Yeah, Shakur, you might want to look into that.
Hey, how many phone calls do you think it took Floyd to give Steven before he knew he was took? How many? How many declined calls, bro? 11 years you've been waiting for this money?
or how many times like doo-doo, right? This number has been out. It's like, oh shit, I must have dialed the wrong number. Huh? Let me tell it again. Like no, Floyd, you got it right. Uh, I can only imagine how what that conversation went. Oh gosh.
Or his advisors were like, "You had a spa day for $3 million? What? It says right here, spa day, $3 million. What, Floyd? Why did you spend so? I didn't spend that. Says
It's,
here the plane tickets were 1.5 million.
it's like says here this hotel room had a bowling alley in it. Like what is this is what is $70 million here on a room service?
Hey, fucking Mike Tyson had feeding of lions and tigers. They're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yes, I buy 7 tons of meat every other day. Fucking guys.
But Floyd, you requested a waterfall in your room? Oh gosh.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
All right. Anything else we want to add to this Shakur being stripped of his belt before we move on to the last topic here?
No,
back to Floyd.
No, you know what? Fucking, I can't wait to see what Espinoza.
Oh, Suleiman.
Suleiman has in response. Be interesting to see if this is all just fucking hot air coming out of it. Fighters do this a lot, man. They're just I've given you multiple examples. I know if we sat here and thought about it, we'd think of many more, but these guys talk before they think all the time.
Yeah, very good point. All right, so one of our last stories here has to do with the last great American hope in heavyweight boxing, the most recent one, I should say, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, Bomb Squad, who apparently lost his shit on a fucking radio show or some sort of podcast when the mention of one Tyson Fury came up, because he has been talking about how he's got proof that Tyson Fury cheated, and it was brought up, and he was like, dude, enough of that shit. Let me go ahead and read this quick Instagram post here. Bronze Bomber Wilder crashed out on Talk Sport when asked about Tyson Fury and almost KOs the host and tells him that he has white privilege. Oh my. That came out of nowhere. If you guys watch the clip, he fucking loses his shit. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about him, and he basically continues to press him about talking. He's like, dude, I'm moving past that. And it gets to the point where he's like basically yelling at the motherfucker. I'm watching the clip right now, and he's like, I'm done. And the interviewer is kind of giving him a little bit of flack about it. He's like, you call him a cheat. It's like, motherfucker, I said I'm done talking about it, right? And yeah, he goes off on him to the point where he damn near knocks the son of a bitch out. So, and Chisora is kind of on the side. They're just kind of like listening to this shit, not even really paying attention, but he's enjoying the show. And you can see a quick little smile on Chisora's face, like seeing Deontay is like, oh, okay, I hope this guy he's concentrating on this and not our fight. But yeah, I'm watching the clip right now. He even stands up. And he's hella pissed, and Chisora doesn't know what the fuck to do. It's all awkward as shit, but walks out essentially after he crashes out on this dude. Was he right in crashing out like this? I mean, the guy kind of was sort of antagonizing him to the point where people had to come in and pull him away. Could the guy just dropped it and left it alone, or was he trying to get a rise out of? Like, it seemed some of the stuff that he was going, the way he was going or pressing Deontay, it's almost like he was trying to push his buttons. But Dan, I don't know. Did Deontay just show his cards?
Deontay's broken. I didn't know how else to start it off with just saying it. He looked like a broken fighter right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally all you got to do is say Tyson didn't cheat and you fucking cry. I know he didn't physically cry, but it looked like he was about to, and then he stormed off. And that's where you go, he cried in his in the car, right? Remember when what was that on Friday? When Debo comes and takes the chain off of when he runs to the car, you go, he's crying in the car, right? That was definitely fucking Deontay. Bro, like, you can't walk around saying that some dude's a cheat. He's the biggest cheat in the world. My movie's gonna say this. Like, you don't think everyone heard that little rant you just did the other day about having evidence that Fury cheated? So we want to know. You don't think a journalist is going to ask that question? You thought you're going to skate by that? I know.
Yeah,
And is he over there in the UK? Is that where they? Because I mean, that
yeah,
was a UK telecast.
yeah. And then the host had some sort of accent, so I think it was a UK accent.
Yeah,
And
I
then of
mean,
course Chisora was there as well. So yeah, it had to have been over there.
yeah, no, he looked. I mean, bad play by Deontay crashing out like that. I mean, Jasor is like, oh, I got this.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
got
saying.
this.
Chisora was just laughing on his phone, be like, "All right." That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder, was there some sort of like, yeah, yeah, get on him, get on him about it, right? I mean, he's the Englishman, right? And the guy is gonna, the host is gonna do that shit. So I wonder if, like, low key backstage, they're like, "Are you gonna get in his head?" Like, "Oh yeah, yeah, please, by all means, do so."
I thought it was a legit question to ask when you have come up with so many fucking excuses on why you lost to Tyson Fury, and now you have a new one. Now you have evidence. So all those other excuses were what? Just excuses, but now you have the real story? Come on, lay it on us. Give us something.
Mm.
Nobody's gonna watch the movie. Deontay, nobody's gonna watch the movie. You couldn't even make Rocky out of that fucking career. You really couldn't.
No,
Yeah,
all
fighting.
those WBC title defenses.
Yeah,
No,
I know, right? Fighting 30 fucking bums. Like, come on, bro. Like, seriously, you can't make a movie out of it. Now, maybe if he goes on to win this fight, fights Anthony Joshua, Usyk wins the title again, then yes, maybe it becomes a movie. If you get knocked out by Chisora, there is no movie. There's no
no.
movie.
And
No.
that's very possible that he can get knocked down by
Oh, he's
Chisora.
yeah.
Considering, I know he's put in there as kind of like, well, I'm not sure how exactly he's put in there, because I was thinking they're going to put him in here to build him up again, right? But they're putting him against Chisora, who not only can take a good punch, can take a punch better than Deontay at this point in his career, but can give one too. Yeah, Deontay still has that fucking right. I get it. But Chisora can swing. That motherfucker swings for the fences, and if he catches you, you're going down. It might not be as crisp and accurate, but if it lands on Deontay, he may very well go down. So it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility by any stretch. But yeah, that may very well happen. He might get fucking gets clock clean by Chisora.
And it could be something where everyone in the room knows it's the right hand, and the right hand won't look good because of it.
Mm.
Sort of like Ryan's left versus Raleigh, right? As soon as Ryan fell into that trap of, oh shit, panic mode, I got to land this thing, it never had a chance, right? It's got to be
Mm.
natural, fluent, right? Boom, it just happens. I think the same thing goes with Deontay. If you can get him rattled before the fight, look for Bomb Squad to come out, but to come out in a way that is so amateur. Chisora is gonna be like, this was easy. Like the
Mhm.
dude was swinging from back here tonight. Like he had no sense of what he was doing. You can get Wilder into that mode. They almost did it right there on the set. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, definitely the head games went to Chisora. I don't even know if he meant it. Maybe he did. Maybe he had it set up with that guy. But seriously, with the accusations that Wilder has been saying lately, I thought it was a straight up question to be like, what more could you fucking say?
Mhm.
It's been the gloves, it's been the costume, it's been the long count, white supremacy. Like, what did he go? Got Jack? What is his name? Jake Reed? Is that his name? The who is the ref that night that did the long count? He's
Oh,
from America.
yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Who the hell was it? I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Kenny, was it? It wasn't Kenny.
No, no, no,
No.
no.
Reese,
Must
Jack Reese.
Jack Reese. Maybe
Jack
that's
Reese,
how
yeah.
he say it. All right. Well, anyways, does he have him like in some Ku Klux Klan meeting somewhere in the South, bro? He's got me. So like, oh, fuck, he was
Yeah, like,
racist.
and it's like, he's got a whole PowerPoint, and he's got like Deontay's face with a big like X over it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna fuck this guy over. It's
Yeah,
like, is that really what it was? And then like the dated, it's like 3 weeks before the fight or some shit.
Jack
Uh,
Reese.
yeah.
I think that's his name right there. Very good, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, you better not be at some bonfire, bro, with some bed sheets over you.
Right.
Fucking
Oh god,
A.
look, burning crosses on your fucking front yard in this bitch. Tyson Fury decided to throw in his 2 cents in this, and he has sympathy for him. He's like, yo, he's I mean, he basically just parodied what you said, and said, yeah, but he's got some problems. I'm gonna read a couple of his quotes here. Fury voices his concerns. I'm sat here thinking about all the stuff Wilder has been saying recently. I got dragged into posting stuff, a video of me knocking him out or whatever, and I just deleted him. Rather than to retaliate and hate on somebody, this man might have mental health issues. It's evident to see. And rather than go back and forth with him, saying he's deluded, I'm going to just pray for him and ask God for help. He goes on to say, Fury continued with a message grounded in restraint. So he decided to not mix it up with him for that exact reason. He says he obviously needs the help, and I'm not getting involved in pettiness. The fights were won fair and square, and that's it. I'm going to pray for him and ask the Father to bring him back to the light. This man is lost, a lost soul. I beg Jesus to return him to the kingdom, and not the bomb squad kingdom, and talking about something else. But yeah, Fury wanted to take the high road and said, yeah, we're not going to go this direction, which is good for him, right? Very admirable that he's like, this guy clearly has got a couple of loose screws. Maybe my punch is loose and those fucking screws up, for all I know. But at this point, he's not going to be involved, Fury, I'm saying, in back and forth rebuttaling over pettiness like this. He's like, I'll leave it like that, and decided to take the high road. I agree with that. I mean, there's no point in really adding more fuel to the fire here. He's already got 2 Englishmen against him on this show. Now he's going to have fucking Fury do it over social media. Probably a bad idea.
What's the over-under? Fury shows up at the final press conference and calls him a bum.
Dude, what if he, how he shows up in costume sometimes, right? He came as Batman. What if he comes in a straitjacket? Well, that'd be some crazy shit, dude. Fucking like, get me out of here. Like, I'm Deontay. He's gonna have like Deontay's mask, whatever Deontay mask was when he fought him the second time, right? Just come in like, oh man, that'd be some shit.
Chisora and Fury have shared the ring 3 times. They have sort of a friendship, right? What if he pulls up to support his guy? He goes, I don't want to do it tonight because we'll give him time to cool off. We'll wait. As the fight gets closer, you're a bum. You're a fucking bum. Squad's gonna fucking explain. He's gonna throw a chair. Who threw a table? Was it Chisora? Has Chisora thrown a table in a press conference before?
I don't remember. He might have.
One of them did in the UK. I forgot. I thought when they were fighting that Allen guy. David Allen, was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, but if someone threw a table, I expect the table to be flipped by Deontay.
I was gonna flip a table
if Fury fucking walks in there and calls him a bum.
Yeah, a Dalsa. He calls him a Dalsa.
There you go.
Whatever, have that shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I like watch it be some super derogatory shit, and everybody who's English watching this show like, man, motherfucker, what are you calling us? Like, ignorant motherfucker. Like, oh my bad, my bad.
He said it. I'm Al Heyman right now.
Right. Oh Lord, great! I'll throw you under the bus. He called Katie Taylor chick, yo. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Al, it says here that you were the head of my account, though. Man, that's weird. Al, I don't know where the money went.
I've never seen it. Yeah, watch that be Deontay's fucking what evidence? It's like a video of Al Heyman and fucking Tyson Fury talking and shit. Oh man, that's another motherfucker, Al Heyman. Oh gosh, do you ever hear about the rumor or maybe it's true of like PBC fighters' contracts that they have to thank Al Heyman after the fight?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh gosh.
Hey, do you know how many wives are telling their fighters right now, their husbands, are you going to look at your contract that L signed with you? Can you imagine the conversations are being had over dinner right now, bro? No, it's not.
Yeah. And Caleb Plant's house, like I fucking told you, I'm going to call him tomorrow.
And Charlo's,
the Spence, Spence, Danny Garcia, Porter, hit him up.
There's some women right now that are at least they never trusted him. You know how your wife is, bro. She don't trust any of your friends, your circle, nothing.
Yeah, and you're never gonna hear the end of it. I can imagine Danny Garcia's wife is like, "I told you not to stand with a motherfucker. Should have stayed with Golden Boy." How's your dinner?
Oscar isn't in that lawsuit.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Who'd you listen to? Leonard Ellerby. You're calling Oscar tomorrow, okay? You're apologizing to him. Uh, oh my.
Oh yeah. Hey, today was Clapback
Oh
Thursday.
yeah, that's true. What the fuck?
Fuck, he didn't do one.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Maybe he did. I haven't seen it, but we'll find out here shortly
Okay.
because we're almost at the end. And then just I guess one last one. There is some boxing. Like I said earlier, on Saturday, from the UK on DAZN, 126 pounder WBA champion Nick Ball is going to be putting his belt on the line against the Heartbreaker. Not Shawn Michaels, but rather Brandon Figueroa. That's going to be a fun fight because we know how Brandon fights. We know how Nick Ball fights. And I will say this right now. I'm suspecting that if Inoue, Naoya Inoue decides to move up to 126, I think he's going to go after Nick Ball first for no other reason than his height. He's a small, short dude, and I figured, he's going to go after him. He's not going to go after the other guys. He probably can beat, Angelo Leo and some of the other dudes, but because of his height, I suspect he's going to go to Nick Ball first if he decides to go up to 126. But we're going to get a pretty bomb-ass 126-pound championship on Saturday, and it is going to be from the UK, if I'm not mistaken, so it's going to be on DAZN earlier in the morning. So that should get you guys going on a good Saturday morning of boxing. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up all we had to talk about. Andrew, was there anything else that you wanted to add or anything else coming up on your Instagram or Facebook or social media feeds that is going to give us any sort of, breaking news or any information that we forgot to talk about here today?
Nick Ball is undefeated, yet he had a draw with Ray Vargas. It's not an American on his resume, bro. Brandon's coming home with that title.
Even in the UK? He's getting the decision?
We do it all the time. We do it all the time. And he's got the Mexican blood. You know how they are with them DAZN guys. Come on now. Come on. Brandon's coming home. He's going to come home with the title. I'm either 1 for 1 or I'm going to be 0 for 2, but fuck it. Going to go Figueroa.
Oh, where the fuck are the odds? Hold up. I do have actually. Hold the front fucking door in this bitch right here. Let me bring this back into the fold here. Let me see, where is it at, real quick. Oh, I just put myself on the. Oh wow! All right, check out Figueroa, yo. I mean, his most recent fights, plus 265. Figueroa is a plus 265 with Nick Ball being at minus 330. I don't know.
Okay,
under. Go ahead.
He had a unanimous decision loss to Stephen Fulton. That was a lackluster one. It wasn't the greatest performance by Figueroa, but Fulton's is a very good fighter, and he's American. So it's a different style, different pedigree, in my opinion. So I don't knock Figueroa that much going into the Nick Ball fight because of losing to Fulton. I like everything else about it. The majority decision loss to Fulton probably was not a loss, right? Isn't that the?
Yeah, that's the close one. It's majority decision. So one judge had it a draw.
Yeah. So no, I think that's that is a big time. Let me go back to this Nick Ball kid. That is a big time odd for him. It's only having 2 defeats, and one of them is really not that much of a defeat. Retire.
And it did change on one of the older cards that I got. One of the older odds, he was at plus 290, and that dropped to 265. So from 290 to 265. I believe Nick Ball was at minus 350, and now he's at 330. So that it closed up a little bit, not that much still, but that's the most recent odds that I was able to catch. Not a bad idea. Again, we're not handicappers, so take this with a grain of salt, everybody. If you decide to put some money on Figueroa, because hey, maybe he comes home with the WBA belt. That's the very real possibility there.
5'2" versus 5'9". I swear to God, if Figueroa bends over in this fight, dude, I'll never bet on him again.
Well, he hunches over. He does that shit.
I know that. That's why I'm saying this. At some point, you got to fucking work with what you got. You know what I mean? Like, someone needs to get in. 5'2" versus 5'9". That's a pretty big advantage on the punches raining down on Ball, dude. Stay high, stay outside, and work them. Work him
Yeah.
all straight. Oh, he's bringing the title home. Oh, he's bringing
Oh,
5-2 versus 5-9, and he's never been knocked out. What are we missing? I know I missed a whole lot. Shit, what the fuck, man? He hasn't been knocked out. He only has 2 defeats to Fulton. One of them was a very questionable decision. His last performance, you know, maybe they're saying Fulton isn't the guy that he once was. I don't know, but yeah, I like Figueroa with those odds. Man, with the Super Bowl, wow. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty, because I want to say New England is favored in the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, it was New England. Maybe I'm wrong, but you could start doing a parlay with the Seattle and Figueroa, see what's going on with that. See what odds Caesar's given.
that could make for a very great weekend of football and boxing, yo.
Damn, he better not bend over. Fucking kid.
Right. You better throw 1,000 punches like you normally does, motherfucker.
And and stay high, man. You know, just stay on the outside. Keep him. I don't even know what the young man's reach is, but at 5'2", he can't be 72 inches.
No, yeah. He's an inside fighter. He likes to go inside because and he gets hit. If you watch his fights, even when he's winning, he's got a bloody fucking nose. I'm talking about Nick Ball.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it, yo. That is gonna wrap it up. You all make the decision for yourselves. I go put somebody on Nick Ball. I mean, on fucking Figueroa. I mean, but that's gonna wrap it up. We will, we'll catch some fights this weekend, of course. If any other news pops up, as it usually does, we will be back Sunday to get our regular Sunday show crack-a-lackin', and then, of course, back to the regular schedule next week. But that's going to do it for my co-host. Oh, I want to throw in one more thing.
If Figueroa loses 11-1, I will not be saying, what am I missing for the rest of the year? All right, there you go.
It won't be 11-1. It best not be. Fuck. Figueroa better be throwing something. Jesus Christ. But for my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapachet, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Miggs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you once more for joining us. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care. Peace.